I don't know why. My allergies are going insane. So when I sneeze a ton, just know that's why. Hey, we're live. That's what that meant. Did you know we're live? We're live.
Are we live on YouTube?
We are live on YouTube. That was the tweet, or that was the email I just got. I'm gonna tweet. We already have Ohaimi hanging out in the chat. Ooh, and Fat Man videos. Xena the Warrior Princess is our dog. Yes, this is true. Shoot her picture behind me someplace. Sneeze. Hey, Kabuki! Wow, everybody's ready. So tonight we're playing Captains of the Golf by Jason Dinger and from Spielworks. I believe you can pre-order this now on the BGG store. For the US distribution. But, oh, hey Jason! The designer's in the chat. Ooh, I better not mess up. I'm probably gonna mess up. But this game is for 2 to 4 players, and it's about 2 hours playtime, and it says ages 12 and up. Really depends on the age of the gamer that you're playing with. But yeah, Captains of the Golf, we are going to take on the roles of fish boat captains in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're gonna go fishing. Is it? I don't know if it's fishing if you just have like traps, because we're catching shrimp and crabs and oysters, but you just use like the pots, like the traps. You don't really actually like go like fishing with like a line. I don't know. That's technically fishing still, but it's a different kind of fishing. Either way, we're doing it. We're each running our own businesses in this harsh fishing world, and yeah, we're gonna into that. Steve was walking Xena and just like ran around the block because it's really cold, and so he's warming up right now, and then he'll be on camera. He's gonna do dog's dinner and the whole 9 while I do setup and teach. So let's get into this. We got a good chat tonight. I gotta zoom the chat in. It's like it's too small. Also, hello Angela. I noticed that you watched the folding streams today. Thank you for the comments and hilariousness. Laundry fold will be coming from 2 Dog Games as soon as the next load of laundry gets done. Anyway, so we're gonna set up and play Captains of the Golf 2-player tonight. There's very little difference between 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player. It's all kind of balanced out in the cards, and there's like a round tracker, and the round tracker, there's a different round tracker for every play count. So that's really the only difference in the player counts. So let's get into this. Oh, we got Mediocre Gamer, we got Matthew Ward, we got the designer, Jason Dinger. There's a lot of pressure on me right now. So we had to zoom the table, like the camera all the way out. So this game is going to take up a lot of space because the board is really big. I just want you to know, this is like to the edge. You can see the edge of the table is right here, and then my coffee cup is on the edge of the table. So like just on the other side of my cocoa is the edge of the table. So we're gonna be using the full table today. Kind of glad John's not here because it would take up too much space. All right, the board is massive. The board is so big. I wonder. I have comments about the board size, which is that there's a lot of it, and there's kind of a lot of dead space that could be used for holding like decks of cards and stuff. So we're gonna use that. But it's a big board, and you use this board at any player count. Bonk. So you want to put it someplace central to everyone. Yeah. So that'll work well. There's rules. There are 4 player aids reference sheets in the box. I'm gonna be honest with you, these player sheets are kind of useless. They're not useless, but they're not insanely helpful. They have the prices of the fish when you sell them, and then they have like final scoring, but that's kind of, they don't like explain the iconography or anything like that. If you go on BGG, there is a reference sheet on BGG by Frederick Murrens, who is Simmons on BGG, and he made a very helpful player aid. It's double-sided for all the iconography in the game that you'll encounter, which is all in the rulebook, but it makes it a very easy printable sheet that you can hand to every player. So Steve and I each have one of these that we printed out, and they're on cardstock, so they're good quality. It says something about a game if we've printed out player aids on cardstock, my friends. Not, just cheap paper. Okay. Then, every player... I'm going to put this in the magic hole if you can't see it. Every player is going to get their boat. Boat. The boats do have player colors, so just pay attention to that. Otherwise, they're identical except for the name. This is Miss Summer, and this is Miss Donna. So, as per our usual, Steve will play blue and I will play yellow. So we'll put those boats someplace. Then each player is going to get all the bits of the player color they picked. So we'll deal with that later. Then there are like these upgraded fuel tanks. And in the rules it says you give them to the players. But honestly, because each player can max upgrade to like this size, we just leave them in the box, and if somebody upgrades to that size, then we get it out of the box for them. So we're just gonna leave those in the box so we have less on the table. But there's 2 for each player, because on your boat you have fuel that goes up to 6, and then there's an upgrade that gives you 8 fuel, and then there's an upgrade that gives you 10 fuel. So we're just gonna leave those in the box for now. Then we're gonna get our Netter's felted bowls. While I'll be shrimping in this game, we will be shrimping. Yes. We will be trying to be good stewards of the ocean. We're gonna fail miserably. But we're using our Netter's bowls, so you need 1 for money, and then you need 1 for, like, fish. So this is the tokens for the crabs, and the oysters, and the, shrimp, and we're just gonna put them all in 1 bowl together and kind of fish them out as we need them. Then there's a bunch of, like, tokens that you're going to need for setup, and then other ones that you'll need in the game. So there's there's like a bunch of cards. I'm going to pull those out because we're going to need those next. But I want to talk about these tokens first. So these tokens, there are 3 tokens which are rectangles, and they have a gold border, a silver border, and like a pink border. You're going to mix those up best you can, and you're going to put 1 at each of the cities. So Corpus Christi, Morgan City, and Tampa. So this says that that city cares more and will pay more for a specific type of fish or sea animal. So Corpus Christi wants crab, Morgan City wants shrimp, and Tampa wants oysters. They will accept other fish, but they really like those. Then there are 6 square tokens like this. And you're going to take all of those, and they have like bonus iconography. You're going to mix them up. And there are 6 outlined squares on the scoreboard, and you're going to randomly put 1 on each of those. And these, when somebody hits the token on this track, and there's one of these tracks for each of the cities, they gain the token. Really easy. Then you have 3 wooden cylinders? Sure. You're going to put 1 on the shrimp on that dial. You're going to put 1 on the northernmost point on that dial. And then you're going to put 1 on the dark shaded ring on the life preserver that you're using for player count. So Steve and I are playing a 2-player game, so we're going to start with it on that one. If we were playing a 3-player game, we'd start here. If we were playing a 4-player game, we'd start there. Wookie! Then there's a whole bunch of tokens that have a green plus on one side and a red negative on the other. You just want to put those someplace nearby where people can access them. And then there's these like square tokens with their corners clipped that have the letter B on them. You just want to make sure those are available someplace as well. So I'm just actually going to dump all of those in a pot together. And I'm going to leave all of that kind of over on this side where it's accessible for me during the game to like do maintenance and refilling stuff. Notice we're not putting it near Steve because this is kind of a bank situation. You don't want that near Steve. John Doyle's here, and John Edwards. Oh God, too many Johns. Okay, so let's do cards and then we'll get into player stuff. So there are 4 decks of cards, really. And some of them actually care about player count. So there are shrimping fish cards. So they have the shrimp on the back. And some of them have specific player count stuff on the bottom. You're going to remove any of the ones that have only a player count above what you're playing. So some of them, like this one, has every player count with different numbers. But like this one doesn't have any player count. So you play this for everybody. But there are certain cards I've already taken out of this deck that show like just 3-player or just 4-player or like 3+. You're going to take those out. If you're playing 2-player, that means you're going to have 9 cards. So you're going to mix those up. And this is what you're going to use to refill the fish population. And I like to put it somewhere near this dial rondelle system because it's very closely related to that. So I'm going to put that there. Then there's the big deck of cards. And the big deck of cards has the background that matches the cover of the game. This is the main deck. So this game uses multi-use cards. And so this is like the bread and butter of the game. This one right here. So you're going to want to make sure that this is super well shuffled. I'm going to want to make sure my phone is muted. Also, I should mention to Jason Dinger, who's hanging out in the chat, if we get anything wrong, just let us know in the chat. If you say the one tar in the chat, it'll highlight yellow and we'll like find it more, we'll see it more readily. But, somebody just messaged me on Facebook, but I don't know who that is. Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Sorry.
I'm ready to be a shrimp and boat captain.
What do you mean you're ready? Aren't you always ready? Like at a moment's notice?
Well, yeah, I'm always ready to be a shrimp and boat captain.
Okay, sorry. That was a important Facebook message that I want to make sure stays off screen for reasons. Okay. So...
Also, I voted for this too.
Yeah. He's voted for this a few times.
If it's on the poll, I'll vote for it.
Except for last week. You voted for...
Blackout?
Or 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
I think it was because you had just taught Blackout, and I thought I'd be jinxing it to not vote for the thing I was just recently taught.
Alright. So, we're going to shuffle that deck really well, and then you're going to deal every player 6 cards. And again, this deck I went through and removed any of the cards that were not for 2 players, because we're playing 2-player. This deck you want to make sure is someplace accessible to everyone, because it is, like, the main deck. Then, there's another deck of cards that has, like, a notice board on it, and there's an A stack, and there's a B stack. And you want to shuffle the A stacks separately from the B stacks, obviously. And then you're going to remove 4 of the cards from each of the stacks. And these are the round marker cards. So every round we're going to have one of these cards. We're only going to play 8 rounds. So we're going to take those 4. Those can go back to the box. We're going to take these 4. These 4 can go back to the box. So we're going to put these someplace to the side for the latter half of the game. And then these we're going to put someplace where we'll like see them while we're playing. Okay. Then the only other deck that's important, the rest of these cards are all cards I took out because we're playing 2-player, is the loan deck. Because this game is all about making money. So of course you have loans. This is an economy game at its heart. And so you have loan cards. They're the same on both sides. But basically they will give you $5, but then to pay them back it's $8. So you want to put the loans someplace near Steve, because he'll probably need them. Kidding, he hasn't. Oh no, you did. You didn't need loans.
It's like I always said, I'm gonna die alone.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Or from alone, with alone.
Then, let's talk about player stuff. Player stuff's really easy. So, every player has a meeple. This represents you as a ship captain. Meeple, meeple. You're just gonna hold on to him for a little while. Then there are 3 discs. You're going to take your 3 discs, and you're going to put 1 on each of the city tracks on the 0 spot. And order doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter who's on top of who. Then you have...
I'm doing better because I'm on top.
Yeah, I know. Then you have 3 cubes in your player color. You're going to take one, you're going to put it on your boat to track how much fuel you have. And then one of them you're going to put on the B deck, way over there. And then the other one you're going to hang on to because it's your bonus cube. Then you have 2 tiles that represent, like, cargo holds for shrimp. You have to pay to get these, so you're just going to put them someplace nearby. And then you got boat. You got your boat. You got your boat,
It's the most important meeple.
It's going to go in the harbor of Morgan City, so everybody's boat's going to go there. Oh, can we feed them? And that is setup, my friends. We did it. We done did set up. Snap, snap. So easy.
And yes, I will be shrimping in this game.
Alright. Mr. Kairos, can you feed the books?
Ichi, you want dinner? You gotta get it first. Go. Let's get dinner. Let's go. That is one of her favorite words.
I am on Facebook, but people can Facebook message me. No, anyways, Jason? Christopher Snyder's here. Wow. We got everybody in here. But yes, I am off Facebook, but people can message me, because I have a lot of friends that, only contact me via Facebook Messenger. And that is not someone that would normally know how to contact me aside from Facebook Messenger, so. Okay. Plus, there's some people that I'm friends with that I don't want them to have my phone number, if I'm honest. Not like in a mean way, just, you know, it's awkward. Alright. Are we ready to start teaching? I'm ready to start teaching. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're not even here. Alright. This game is pretty straightforward from a what you're doing standpoint. Basically, on your turn, there's a rondel. It's over here. And for the very, 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 very first turn that you take of the game, you just get to pick where you want to be on the rondel, and you're going to take the action of that location. The actions on the rondel either are something that happens at sea or at port. And so you're pretty limited in what you can do, depending on if you're at sea or at port. So if you're at sea, which is these 3 actions, you can either be sailing out and going fishing, or you can be sailing to a port, and that's your only option. So this one right here is you can sail your boat to some location. I forgot, we're not done with setup because we haven't put shrimp out yet. We haven't put fish out. Ah! Goodbye, John!
Bye, John.
Okay. We miss you! I'm gonna put fish out and then I'll teach more. So everybody just back it up. So fish putting out is, interesting. So there's these buoys, and the buoys that you put out are dependent on the players. We're just playing 2 players, so we're just going to put out the onto the ones that are numbered. There are certain ones that are like 3 players plus, and these are 4 players plus. So to put out fish, you take the top card, you reveal it. You'll move the items on the rondel space 1. And then the type of fish denoted, and then the quantity from the card. Oh, and we actually aren't rotating this for the fishing starting stuff. So I know that I need to put 3 oysters on buoy 1. And then we go to buoy 2, which is directly across, and we do a new card. And we rotate once on this track, so we're going to do crabs. And for 2 players, we just put up 2. So we put 2 crabs on buoy 2. And then we do it again. Go 1 more, and now we're going to have shrimp. We're going to have 3 shrimp on buoy 3. Can't believe I forgot this part. It's very important. Otherwise, we have nothing to fish for. Alright, buoy 4. 1 more time. It's pretty boring how we go around. 4 oysters. Wow. Okay. Next up. Go 1 more. It's the crabs, and we're just gonna have 2 crabs. It's kind of fitting that we're having less crabs. Crabs are worth more. Alright, then we're gonna do... Oh, we don't rotate at all. So we're going to get more crabs. Oh gosh, we're going to get 4 crabs on buoy 6. Which is crazy.
Crazy crab.
Crazy amount of crabs. And then we do rotate 1 more time. We're going to do 2 shrimp on buoy 7, and then in 2-player we only have one more buoy. Buoy 8 is gonna get 4 clams. Clam jam. I know a really bad joke about clams. These are oysters though, these aren't clams. I always make that mistake. Alright. So we have 4 clams. So now we're done fishing. So we're gonna take this card, we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna shuffle this back up, because we might need it between rounds. Put the card back on top. Good to go. Alright, and we're gonna leave everything else the way we had. Alright. Now I can start teaching. So, where your captain is on the rondel determines what action you take. So, the at-sea actions are really straightforward. You move your boat. So this one right here is you sail someplace. It's just you sail. So you can sail either, you sail to go fishing. So ideally you'd be sailing out to a fishing spot, but you could move wherever you would like, up to 10 spaces, and you're only limited by how much fuel you have. So at the start of the game, we each only have 6 fuel. Every hex you move will cost you a fuel. So, if I wanted, I could take my boat, and I could go 1, 2, 3, and sail to this oyster spot, and I would use 3 fuel, and then I'd be here. Then, the other part of this action is I could go fishing. So to go fishing, you need to have 2 things. You need to, well, 3 really. You need to be at a location that has the fish you want. Then you need to have a fishing license for the type of fish you're picking up, and for the quantity of fish you are going to have on your boat. Then you need to discard a card that says you can actually fish those items out of the sea. So, this is kind of a out of order thing, because the way that you get fishing licenses is these cards that you have are multi-use. So the top part of the card is the fishing license. So this is something I can pay $4 and I can install this on my boat, and it means that I can fish for crab. Okay? The middle section is what you would use to discard this card, and this is I would get to pick up 2 crab when I discarded this card. And that's from my hand. Then the left side of the card is crew, because I could hire this crew member for $5 and he'll give me bonuses, or I could use it as an engine upgrade and pay $4 and do an engine upgrade. So depending on how I use this card depends on where I put it. If I do it as an engine upgrade, I'm going to tuck it in like that. If Steve buried her dinner in a box. If I do it as a deckhand, I'm going to put it like that. If I use it as the fishing license for crab, I'm going to tuck it like that under my crab licenses. And then if I use the center part, if I use it as the center part to go crab fishing, I'll discard it and remove it from my hand. So, for me to be able to get oysters from here, I need to have oyster licenses, and I need to play a card that features oysters in the center, which isn't always on an oyster card, but wow, it is for my hand. And then I need to make sure that I have space on my ship. And on your ship, you only originally have space for 2 types of fish tokens. So...
Or 2 tokens.
Just 2 tokens, yeah, not 2 types of tokens. And each spot can only hold 1 token. So... that's kind of the nuance of fishing. And so there's this thing that you have to do where you have to make sure you have the fishing license before you try and go out and fish. And you have to make sure you have the card that you need to discard to get the fish that you're trying to fish. And you can only store as many fish as you have space for and fishing licenses. So I could play this card to get 2 crab, but if I don't have 2 crab licenses on my boat, I can't actually pick up 2 crab. And if I don't have space for the 2 crab, I also can't pick up the 2 crab. So there's a lot of things that you have to balance in regard to that, and there's
all
some...
your ducks in a row.
Yeah. There's some rule-breaky, modify-y things in the upgrades that you can do for your engine or your boat modifications and your deck building, or your deckhands modifications that you can make.
Deck building, sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm realizing now the best way to talk about teaching this game is because you need a fishing license to start with this spot, which is one of the ways you get fishing licenses. So this spot, you have to have your boat in a port, so Morgan City, Corpus Christi, or Tampa, and then you can do any upgrade you want to your boat, so you can get a license, you can do a boat upgrade, or you can hire a deckhand, but you have to pay the number denoted on the card. So if I wanted to do this action, and I wanted to say, okay, I'm going to get an oyster license, I could pay $2, and I would get to tuck the oyster license down. Then, if I wanted to do a second card on this spot, I could do a second upgrade. I would just have to pay the cost +1. So if I wanted to do an additional oyster's license, I could for an additional $2, which is the cost of the oyster license, +1 more. So there's that. Alternatively, I could do a deckhand. I could do a shrimp license. There's a lot of things that you can do upgrade-wise from your card. But let's say I just did that, okay? The next type of port action is you go to the market and you sell your shrimp or your oysters or your crab. So for that one, you have to be in a port, and it makes it, you need to have something to sell them, and you sell them that good. The cost of the goods, sorry, not the cost, but you earn $2 per shrimp you sell, $3 per oyster, and $4 per crab. And if you're at a location that likes a certain thing, you get $1 more. So if I sold crab in Corpus Christi, I would actually get $5 instead of $4. So that's that. And to do that, you go there. Then the other port action is the refuel spot. When you go to refuel, you have to be in a port, and you just refuel your boat, and it's free, which is weird. But
I mean, it's either an accepted cost of doing business, and it's just sort of factored into all of your earnings and everything, or you only ever go to the port at night, and you know a guy named Jimmy who lives on the shack on the side of the pier and has a siphon. Yeah, either way.
So that's the other port action. Then you get into the fishing actions. So this one, you move anywhere, and as long as you have fuel, and you go fishing. So I could go 1, 2, 3, pay 3 fuel, and then I could discard this card, which has an oyster in the center, to get a single oyster to put on my boat. When you go fishing, you put one of the minus tokens for each token you take off. So every token you take out of the sea, you put a minus down. Means I've reduced the population. And then that would be my turn. Then on a future turn, I could sail to a port. So I could use this action to sail to a port, and I could go 1, 2, 3. So I use all my fuel, but I'm now in Tampa, and that would be my whole turn, right? This middle space here means that you can sail to go fishing, or you can sail to port. It's either one. So you can kind of decide when you go there. But it lets you go fishing an additional time if you want. And the reason that's important is, let's say instead of going to Tampa, I wanted to hang out here and fish more. So I first sailed here, spent the 3 fuel, and now I want to fish more. But now I want to fish more. So I would hang out here, and I would pay 1 fuel to idle in the same spot, and then I would discard another card to get another oyster and put it in my box. I can't technically do this because I don't have enough enough fishing license to have 2 clams, but if I did, let's just say that I did, I could idle and hang out and do that.
Like say, if the world was your oyster.
Yes. Alternatively, let's say I had a shrimp license instead, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go 2 spaces, so I'll spend 2 fuel, and I'm gonna pick up one of these shrimps. I don't have a shrimp card! Ah! I discard a shrimp card, and I pick up a shrimp
token, which you haven't taught yet. But...
Yeah. So, now I have, 2 different types of things. That's great. Then, on my next turn, I could sail into port, and I would go 1. Oh no, I'm out of fuel. Whenever you run out of fuel...
Teachable moment.
Whenever you are sailing to a port, if you run out of fuel, and it's only when you're sailing to a port, you can't do this for fishing purposes. When you run out of fuel, you get towed at the cost of $1 per hex that you get towed. So I would be towed 1 extra spot to Tampa, so I'd have to pay $1 for that towing. However, if you can't afford to be towed and you don't have the fuel, you must take a loan and pay out of that.
That's how they get you.
Yep. And the only way you can take loans in this game is if you have to. There are certain things in the round cards that might trigger where you have to pay a certain amount, and that's the only time that you would have to pay something is either an end of round cost or you got stranded and ran out of fuel, and so you had to pay to be towed. But there are certain upgrades that you can get on the cards to your boat or to your deckhand to make it where towing is cheaper, or you get a free amount of towing, or even where like you're more fuel efficient as you move your boat around and things like that. So there's towing. And that's all the action spots on the Rondel. One thing I totally didn't mention is on the Rondel, you can move as far as you want around the Rondel. Well, up to 6 spaces, which is as far as you want.
5 or less, yeah.
But you have to pay to do so. So to move 1 or 2 spots from where you started is always free. But to move 3 spots is $1, 4 spots is $2, 5 is $3, and 6 is $4. And that's on this chart right here. And again, there are cards that you can get and add to your boat that will make that cheaper for you. There's like cards that make everything cheaper. So the only other thing is when anyone crosses the spindle of the wheel that has the life preserver on it, you bump the life preserver token to the next colored section. The next time someone crosses it, boop, it goes back. When it hits the darkened spot again, that's the end of the round. So we don't do even turns, we just, like, that's the end of the round, and we resolve end of round. When you resolve end of round, you repopulate the ocean, which is good. And I'm going to fake repopulate for teaching purposes. So let's say we have really just gone hard on that spot right here. So
there's a buttered garlic oyster festival.
Sure, yeah, we've really fished that one out. So what you do when you do the repopulation phase at the end of round is you go like the same way you populated at the beginning of the game, and you look for hexes that just have pluses to start. So this one just has a plus. And that one you're going to flip a card, and then you're going to move both rondels, boop, boop, and then you're going to repopulate the quantity of the one shown in the relation to that hex. So I would put 3 crabs just northeast of the hex that had the plus, and then the plus goes away. Okay? And then that card goes away. Look for other pluses. No other pluses by themselves. Now I look for spots that have more than one negative, or just a negative in general. So this one has a positive and a negative. I'm going to take the negative and it's gone. This one has 2 negatives. I'm going to take a negative. It's gone. This one just has 1 negative by itself. Instead of removing it, I'm going to flip it to a positive. And that's repopulation. So the next time we do a repopulation, as long as no one fishes in these spots again, these 2 will make shrimpy babies. So that's repopulation. And now I need to undo
that which you have wrought upon the sea.
Yes. Okay.
Do you ever feel when we're playing games that there's just a vast gulf between us?
No.
I may let you back up.
Alright. Trying to think if there's anything else. Right. There are certain cards that will be out that say, like, we have to do something at the end of the round. We'll pay attention to those at this phase at the end of the round. And then whoever didn't trigger the round end, whoever was next in turn order just gets to go next. I didn't talk about selling stuff. So let's say we go back to here, market. Let's say I had this shrimp, and I'm in Tampa. I would sell this 1 shrimp to Tampa. I'd, toss it back into the whatever. I would earn $2 because it's the cost of shrimp. Tampa doesn't want extra shrimp, so I don't pay anymore. But because I give 1 shrimp to Tampa, I would go up 1 spot on this track. At the end of the game, you get points based on your position on that track. If you're in the white zone on that track, you actually owe that port $5 because they really didn't like what you were selling to them, apparently. taxes
You are
and fees. But
persona non grata.
basically.
Yeah, just,
Just not.
it's the government.
Yep. Otherwise, if you get in the gray area, you're fine. There are these stars. That one's under the track. There are stars on these tracks, and at the end of the game, you will score points based on how many stars you've passed for each track. So each track has a white, a blue, and a gold star. And if I've crossed all 3 white stars, but none of the blue stars, I'll get 6 points. But if I manage to cross some of the blue stars, I'll get more points. And if you get all the way to the gold stars or past the gold stars, you get even more points. So there is that. So you want to make sure you're selling to everybody, not just one person or one location. All right. Any questions?
Oh, bonus tokens. Did you talk about
Oh, I didn't talk about bonus tokens.
Those are pretty
Not
important.
at all. They're very important. They're super important. It's important not to ignore bonus tokens. So one of the cubes that you have, the bonus cube, that's just like hanging out, the way that you use this is once per round, so life preserver round, you get to put it down someplace, and there are 6 spots that you can pick. 2 of them are on your boat, 4 of them are on the board. So this one, really easy. You get $2 when you go here. This one, you get to hire a deckhand, or you get to do a boat upgrade. Well, just, anywhere. You don't have to be in a port.
Yeah,
You don't have to take an action.
These you all have to be in port.
Oh, these you all have to be in the port?
Yep.
We were cheating then. Because we were just taking 2
I only
extra.
ever did it in port. We were cheating. These are all port. These are on boat only.
Okay. So this one you get to hire a deckhand and or an engine upgrade. This one you can do a market sell for 2 tokens, like 2 fish that you have on your boat, plus 1 extra for every deckhand you have of a certain type. Deckhand's a type of person upgrade. And you'll earn money for that. So there's that. This one you can get 3 fuel for $1. So you can refuel without having to go to the refuel spot. Then you have 2 on your boat. This one lets you Xena, no. This one lets you pay to do a boat upgrade, but it's going to cost you $1 extra than normal. And then this one lets you just draw 2 cards, or do 2 cards.
It's the radar. They all have names, but because the game is language independent, they're not actually on the board. That one's the printer, and this one's the radar. As long as I have a coffee maker to have with my radar.
Yep. Some of these bonus spots have the little B symbol in the corner. So if you use one of these spots that has the B symbol, you get a B token. You can use these B tokens sort of as bonuses or boosts or wild replacements. So let's say I really wanted to go shrimp fishing, but all I had was this single shrimp card. I could use this token and say, oh, it's an extra shrimp. I get to shrimp twice.
I think you can only change icons. You can't add new ones. It's only changing.
Okay.
So if you had a double card, that was a shrimp and something else.
Yeah. So if I wanted a crab and a shrimp, I could say, oh, that's not a crab, that's a shrimp, and I could do that. Alternatively, you could, just think about drawing cards.
It's discard bonus tokens to draw that many cards.
Yeah, so you can discard X number of bonus tokens to draw however many bonus tokens you want. Your hand limit's 6 though, so you don't get to redraw until you get back down to 6. Or when you are selling stuff at the market and you're going up that track, you can discard one of these tokens to go 1 extra space. Like you sweet talk them or something.
But only one. You can't burn like 5 tokens to go 5 spaces. You only go 1.
Yeah. Alright.
Chat also mentioned earlier that there's 100 different types of shrimpin' cards. There's buttered shrimpin' cards, garlic shrimpin' cards.
Oh.
Tiny adorable shrimpin' cards.
You're right. The printer is only for fishing licenses. Yes. That's how I always use it. I don't know why I thought it would be...
Yeah, no, it's only for licenses.
It's only fishing licenses. You can't do a boat upgrade while at sea. It just wouldn't make sense. Okay. Nom. Are we ready to start playing?
Oh, those just give us stuff instantly?
Yes, when you pass it. So
Let's see what else. First mates are going to make this cheaper if we get first mates.
There's a lot. Well, I wasn't going to go into this. There's a lot of cards. All right.
Things.
Steve goes first.
Also, I just got dropped in the ocean. Thanks.
You get $4 for going first.
And then I'm going to take my first...
Hang on.
Wait.
No,
actually,
you gotta do the card.
I'm going to do the card.
And I get $5 for not going first.
I feel like this would just show up better over here.
But I wanted it where we remembered it.
You wanted it where we remember it existing?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Not over in Steve Land.
Uh-huh.
I was just going to put it on top of it. Come on!
Oh, welcome to last night. Of all the 8 cards in the game, in the A deck, only one of those 8 cards is maintenance. I think it's only one.
Okay, so that card means at the end of the round, you need to discard back down to 6 after drawing 50 turns.
Yeah, thanks, Ohaimi.
Thank you, Ohaimi. So that maintenance card means at the end of the round, we both have to pay $3 plus 1 extra for every engine upgrade we have. This is a tight economy game. Oh yeah, the winner is whoever has the most money / points.
I think when we played a half game last night, when we ended, I had $0 and Tiffany had -2.
Yep, -2.
Yep.
That was me, because we'd gotten all the fine cards.
Shrimping's not for everyone.
It's expensive.
Start with $4.
Also, you can use a view token to advance an extra space on. Yeah, I said that.
Yep. And so normally this game does have a pretty tight economy, but because we're starting with maintenance, it's going to start out a little extra tight.
Super tight.
Woo!
How did I know you were going to go there? Shrimping ain't easy. Damn, not easy. People are like, "Oh, this game is so easy. It's so cute." No, it's not.
All right, I'm going to pay just $1. I'm going to get 1 shrimping license.
Just $1, eh?
And then because my turn is over, I'm going to redraw back to 6.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I'm going to start here, breakdancing. And I'm going to sail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to Corpus Christi. I don't like to anyway.
Wow.
Yep. I know, that's all I do.
I am going to advance us closer to the end of the round.
Such. Jason Dinger says, "Oh wait. Oh, we're supposed to add a. Oh, that would be very helpful. We get to add a license as part of setup.
That would be very helpful.
We were making this economy game way too tight. Oh yes, you get to choose 1 fishing license from your starting hand and pay the license fee to the reserve pool. That would change everything. It actually doesn't change much for me, but that's fine. It's fine.
Oh, then I wouldn't have that card.
Oh, these cards are so good! You would as soon as you did the license.
Then I am actually going to pay 2 clams. I'm just going to call the currency clams, even though the things we're fishing are shrimp, oysters, and crab. So I'm going to pay 2 clams. I shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that.
That'd be very confusing. But I paid my 2 clams.
God, I want that so bad. I want this card. I want both of these cards so bad. No.
Gina also wants those cards really bad.
I want that card really bad. There's so many cards I want. And you went and got clams? I'll pay... I'm gonna pay the $4 for the crab license to start. I got crabs. What?
Sorry. Chat was giving Jason a hard time.
I mean, it's true. He should let the professionals. We're not professionals.
I don't know where those professionals are, but we should definitely let them do their job.
We should. I'm gonna go put lotion on my hands and deploy something while Steve takes his first real turn of the game.
Yeah, I always forget that you have to put the lotion on your hands or something happens, but I forget what that thing is. Anyway.
Inappropriate.
Okay, first turn.
That one? You only get one.
I am actually going to get another license. I'm going to get a second oyster license.
No, you get that one. Go.
Speaking of rocketing through the first round. Yep.
I mean, what's a few maintenance fees between friends?
Expensive.
Ichi, go deal with your own.
Go deal with yours. Come on.
Go. Hey.
Oh.
Ichi, we're gonna baby gate you. Go. Go get your tube. Hey, where's yours? That's yours. Go on, go. You got first pick and you picked that one.
Hey, Vinyl Rabbit. Oh. Joke I can't share.
I don't want to know. Alright. It's so dry. Here.
Good thing we're playing a game about being in the Gulf.
And now they're switching locations.
Never ending day.
Now I'm like, do I want to do what I was gonna do, or do I want to get Toad to port? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Isn't there a Mario character that does that?
Yes, the Cloud Dude. So, sorry, I'm going fishing.
I was thinking of Toad.
No, Toad doesn't fish you out. The Sky Cloud Dude fishes you out.
He's not. You don't get Toad back to port?
No.
My turn?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna rocket through the first round, and not. I mean, technically, I could be refueling.
Oh, I had to spend the fuel. Why wouldn't you just, like... I
can't afford to go through that.
Your life's
because
really
I went
tough.
to the shipyard first. It is tough. Starting this game off right. It's the winner of the game, it involves money, but it's golf scoring, right?
So, no. In fact, it's not. Also, when I fished the crab, I forgot to do that.
Yeah. Alright, my turn.
Thank you, Christopher. I forgot to pay my fuel, but now I will. I'm out of fuel.
Alright, I'm going fishing. So I'm going to use boop, one fuel to go there, boop, one fuel to go there, and boop, the third fuel to go here. And then, in the cheaty ways that I do, where do we want to put the fishing cards? I guess here it is. I'm going to get 2 clams. Oysters, dang it.
You know what I did? I didn't discard a card to get my crab that I picked up, did I?
You did not.
I did not. I have one, I just forgot to do it.
And then redraw. Alright.
I got distracted by watching
So I picked up 2. And then I am going to drop down 2 minus tokens. We're off to a great start. Overfishing is part of the sea. Alright.
Yeah, you're pretty good about
I'm going to redraw and my turn has ended. Jason reminds us strategically it's good to have the maintenance early, because then it doesn't come out later when it's more expensive, so it could be good.
Oh man, I want to sneeze again. Yeah?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna do this upgrade spot, and I'm gonna pay a single $1, which is all I have left, to get that shrimp license. Oh no, Fat Man says, the first time I played, I forgot to discard cards to fish the whole time. Yeah. Thank you. I always forget, to do my fuel, but then when I, I have it in my head, and so I'll go to refuel, and I'll be like, oh, I still have it.
I'm just gonna go back to port. So I probably, this early in the game, don't want to be towed all the way back to Tampa, so we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3 back to Morgan City, which is 1, 2, 3 fuel.
Vinyl Rabbit says I must be losing because of my hair. It's more of I've been wearing a hat in the house all day. So it makes it, when I take it off, it's like blur. Is it my turn?
Yes.
I sell my crab that I have to Morgan City, and Morgan City doesn't appreciate my crab, but they still give me $4. Can you bump me up one on Morgan City, please? Oh my god. Upgrading the shrimp tokens to real shrimp. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh! I forgot to do a bonus action. Because the round's still about to end. I will bonus action, because I can do that, because you're not done yet. Mm-hmm. You're not done yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
You haven't technically taken a turn yet. You're not done yet, Kairos. Wow, I have multiple copies of the same upgrade that I don't want. I'm going to do 7 things at once. I wish. I need to make sure I have enough money to pay stupid fee.
Do you need enough money to pay it?
Yeah, I do, actually. So I could get another shrimp license. No, I couldn't. I'm just gonna get $2. But I want a B token. It's fine. It's fine. I should have done something entirely different. But now it's your real turn. Take your real turn.
Take my real turn? Okay. I'm gonna go here. Alright, I'm gonna go to the boat upgrade space. I have my bonus action tokens. I'm actually gonna use my bonus action to do this sell 2 things of a type. So I'm gonna sell 2 10. Do you still get your
Yeah, I think you do. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, it just says at regular price. Okay.
I assume it.
I'm gonna assume, but you can always undo it. So I'm gonna sell 2 oysters to Morgan City, which is gonna get me 3 each.
I don't know what that was.
So total of $6.
Yes, you do advance on the port.
Morgan City, that will get me 2. And then now that that is completed, you get my bonus action. I imagine I probably can't use the bonus action to boost that because I want to find the bonus action tile on time. After I finish that. Anyway, but now I have 6 money. Oops, I took 10. Who's cheating now? So now I will take my actual action, which is going to be to get a boot upgrade. So I'm going to get this upgrade 5, which will give me an additional storage space. Now that doesn't leave me enough money to pay the government for maintenance or pay the port, but that's fine. And I'm going to redraw. Oh, you can use the bonus tile immediately to advance +1 on the port track. Then I will do that. Thank you, Jason.
No, I didn't want the money that close to you.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I've been waiting an email all day and I just got it. I'm like, I want to read it. But it's fine. Do it later. Okay.
You could use one of those services where whenever someone sends an email to the email, they print it out and send it to you in the mail if you want more anticipation. before you actually receive the message.
No, but that's the end of the round. Because I refueled. Okay, so, nothing has shrimp babies yet, but that gets discarded and that gets flipped, so that will have babies next round. And then we both owe $3.
I actually owe 4.
Oh, because you have an engine upgrade.
Or I have a boat upgrade. I have additional storage space.
Oh, you've wanted that card.
I have one of that card.
Every game we've played.
This game, I started with 3. Last game, it took me most of the game to get them, so I'm happy I got it. So I have to pay what I can, I imagine. And then I take a loan, which is going to get me 5.
Wait, hang on. I can now envision your country's... There's a very funny,
Okay, so I got my 5, and then I owe 3 more. So I'm left the grand total $2.
Yes. I've read most of what is about. I've been reading this weird sea monkey family thing grown by Nazis.
This is something we did the first time we played, yeah.
But in 2-player, it's less. But when you end the round, you lay your meeple down so you know who goes next.
In a 2-player game, so it's just the next player,
yeah. In more player counts, it's important. So, I'm sleeping on the top, and now it's your turn.
Oh, because you just took that turn and then did all the shenanigans. Wrong card.
New market card, or not market card, but migration at the end of reset phase. Certain animals are going to migrate, so we'll flip a card and then
we'll draw a card.
We'll rotate some stuff and then some things will shift.
Oh no, we don't draw a card.
No, you don't. It just shifts, and if there's a boat, you shift.
Okay, but then we do repopulation, right? Because there is a green plus. Or did you
no,
just
I
do that?
just did that. We're done. It's your turn.
Yep. Okay. All right. I am now alone at sea. I'm just gonna refuel because I have nothing left to sell. So let's see.
Ichi.
Just hanging out in Morgan City.
Morgan City. Oh, we also get our bonus tokens back. That's important.
Yep.
Because I want to use mine. Here is some of these cards.
There's always radar.
There is always radar. There's also just like using them. So I'm going to go fishing. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to use my punter to pay an extra $1 to add another shrimp license to my boat. And I'm gonna do that to go shrimp fishing twice. Foolish shrimp.
Foolish shrimp?
Which is something I swear I'd never do again.
Be full shrimp?
Be full shrimp. All you can eat shrimp is not something you should ever do. That's my turn!
Says you.
Oh, you forgot to advance the life preserver when you passed over to fuel.
I did. That is a thing I forget. Okay. So I think because you can do your bonus action before... That doesn't help.
Oh, and I get a bonus token because I used my puncher. You're fine, Jason. So, Jason, have you been fishing in the Gulf? Like, why fishing in the Gulf? Oh, Angela's asked for it. She wants to know what game to add to her cart so she can hit minimum free shipping.
Uh-oh. That's a dangerous proposition.
That's so bad. Don't do that. Don't do that to us,
I'm gonna
Angela.
go fishing once. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 fuel. So I only have room for 3. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do a printer. And then I'm going to get a shrimping license, which actually costs me 2. And then I get a bonus token.
Where are you ordering from, Angela? What website? That'll help. This is a Europe.
And then I'm going to play this
card. A US ordering.
For 2 oysters. I'm just hitting the oysters hard.
Oh, cool.
So.
Oh.
That happens to those.
So Jason Dinger, the designer, his grandfather ran a shrimp boat in the 1950s after he returned from the Navy post World War II, and this game is designed as an homage to his legacy.
Very cool.
That's very cool. Oh wow! Jason's grandfather raised him for a large portion of his childhood because his parents divorced when he was 6. That's really cool.
Probably got a bunch of good shrimp and boat stories, I imagine.
And also why this game is so hard on my brain! Alright.
Wait, you think it'd be easy, like running a 17th century farm?
I mean, I do appreciate that there's been no, like, consideration of tides and, like, oil spills or something, because if I had to take that into consideration, just, like...
there is a tropical storm.
Yes, that's true. There's some event cards.
And Coast Guard inspections.
Yeah, those Coast Guards. Yeah, I'm not super jiving with my hand. I'm gonna sail 1, 2, 3 to Corpus Christi. I'm just selling to all the not optimal ports, but it's cool.
Which location are you moving to do that?
I need to
imagine this one.
That one, yeah.
Which page do you have?
Oh yeah, Jason Dinger. While we've got you in the chat, some people off to. Where is it? We have a very nice dice tray that we play with on stream quite frequently. I think, what game were we playing recently that we were playing with it?
Oh, it was something we were streaming.
Yes, it was. But Jason also makes these awesome dice trays. There's some game we were playing recently with this. Kuro.
Kuro. Yeah.
Kuro's name. But Jason made this for us and sent it to us. And he makes these, and they're so pretty. And I can't remember what wood you said this was, right, but I love it. And it's got like foam padding in it, so the dice really bounce. I love this. I use this when I do role-playing games at home.
And then I'm gonna pick up.
Lives on our game card.
One more shrimp. So I've got a full boat. That goes down as that. And then I'm down to 5 cards. And I pick one up.
Okay. Is it me? Yes, for me.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, I have a single $1.
Clam.
No, it's $1. I have a single $1. And I already used my bonus action. The fact that the upgrades are before the thing is so frustrating.
Oh, did we also not talk about, don't you get an extra advancement on the port track when you sell different types of fish?
Yes, but we haven't done that yet.
We haven't done that yet. I'm about to do it, though.
Yes. When you sell different types, you get a bonus point for diversifying the portfolio that you bring.
I think for each extra type?
Sure.
That's probably what it is. That sounds familiar.
Yes. Yeah. I just need
you actually might get a nice cool too.
Yes, it's my turn and I'm trying to think. Stop trying to talk to me about things that we can't really talk about on stream anyway. But we can't really talk about the companies I worked for under contract. Because the whole point of me being under contract was that people didn't know I was working for them.
Right.
Yes. So you being like, hey, didn't you work for this company? Doesn't help.
I guess you can say no. Awkwardly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Jason says selling 2 different types at once is +1 advancement. Selling all 3 is +2 advancement. Yep.
Man, alright. I don't want to get another shrimp license. I don't think it makes sense for me to get another shrimp license, and I can't afford an oyster license. So I'll go here, and I'll sell my 2 shrimp.
So you've got a crab license. That's a good idea.
Yes, but I have yet to get... to sell these 2 shrimp for $4, and can you bump me up on the Corpus Christi track twice, please? And I could use this token, but I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to. Okay.
Alright. Oh, I miscalculated the amount of money I have. I need to sail the port. And I have 1 fuel, which gets me here.
Yep.
And then I need to pay 1 for every fuel I'm missing. I thought I was going to have $1 left over.
I put them very nicely, conveniently to you.
So I need to take a $5 loan and then pay 1 of those $5 to the nice man with the towboat to sail back to Tampa. Look, you gotta spend other people's money to make money.
Can you get Magic Labyrinth? Angela? Magic Labyrinth? Do you have that one to play with your grandson? I think you would like that. Okay.
Pretty sure the bank... Not only does the bank own my boat at this point, I think they're actively looking to repossess it.
I'm gonna go sleep on the dock. So I refuel. And then we end the round. So I'm going to get my bonus token back. You get your bonus token back. And then we're going to repopulate. So first we look for the pluses. That's a plus. So that's nice. Is going to respawn 2 crabs, but they can't respawn that direction, so we keep rotating it until it's a direction we can do, which we can do that. So it's going to get 2 crabs there. Okay. And then next card, oh, and that's that one. Sweet. Then there's no other pluses. These singles get flipped to a plus, and these both lose a single minus. And that's it. That's the reprinting the shrimp stock. We got our bonuses back. Now we do that. So we migrate, and everything's gonna bump 1 spot on both of these wheels, and so the shrimp are gonna go nowhere. So there you go. The shrimp would have migrated, but instead they're going nowhere. And that's actually kind of a bummer because there's not a lot of shrimp out. Now there's just gonna be less shrimp. Because they were gonna repopulate next round, and now they won't. Hey, guess what? Provisions for our deckhands. I did shuffle these cards.
Oh, you did the migration also? Yes, the shrimp go nowhere? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go to Upgrade Town. I'm gonna use my bonus to get $2. There's somebody that owes me a favor, which is I'm calling in all my favors because of how in debt I am. So I'm gonna get my $2, and then I'm gonna get an upgrade from the boat.
I'm trying to think of like what we have that's older that we really like. Claim, if you can get Claim, maybe the Australian distributor has Claim.
Let's do this. Improved Propeller for 5.
You have 2 loans?
Yeah.
Honey. Oh my gosh.
But my boat is more fuel efficient. So I'll pay them back.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
I'll pay many of the loans back.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. Man, oh man. Super not helpful.
So the improved propeller is every time I move my boat, I spend 1 less fuel. So effectively, I have a range of 8. Maybe.
I'm going to do another printer action
Still have to pay at least 1 fuel.
to do this crab license, which will cost me $3. But I can sail 1, 2, 3, pay 3 fuel to go crabbing, oystering. I got an oyster license, so I can get a single oyster because my hand will not get the cards I need. So I get to draw 2 cards for doing that. Hey, the cards I need. Fantastic. Dang it. Okay. And then it's your turn. Ooh, claims actually being released. That's good.
I'm going to sell. So I'm selling to Tampa. I'm selling 2 clams, which are 3 each, but Tampa wants 1 more, so that's 4 each. So it's 8. And then I'm selling shrimp for 2. So it's a total of 10. So it's going to give me 10. And
Gizmos.
then I'm going to advance 1, 2, 3 for selling 3, and then I'm going to advance 1 more.
I liked Gizmo more than Space Base, by the way. If they have Gizmo.
1 more as a bonus for selling 2 different types of fish. And then my turn is over.
Okay.
Your turn.
My turn. My turn. I'm gonna sail 1, 2, 3 to Corpus Christi using all of my fuel. Your turn.
I'm going to push the round forward a bit, right? Yes. Because I've sold. I'm just going to refill up to max. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to... I have 1 clam. 1 clam, my friends. 1 clam. Let's sell that clam. That 1 clam. But Corpus Christi wants clams, so I get $4 for that 1 clam. And then can you bump me up? Oh, 1 on Tampa. Sorry, Tampa wants clams. Bump me up 2. Discard that.
You sold 1 clam.
Yep, and I get $4. And it's Steve's turn again.
Go fishing. So I'm going to sail 3, but because I now have the improved propeller, I only use 2 fuel. And then I'm going to go fishing for oysters, and then use a bonus token to make that crab into an oyster. So I will pick up 2 oysters. Responsible steward of the sea, Steve Harris.
No. So bad. We're never going to get shrimp again.
Those are oysters.
I'm gonna... Well, no, but... Okay.
I'm gonna have to move on to crabs at this
I'm ending the round again, and I'm refueling. Get my bonus token back. That's not a bonus token. Get your bonus token back. And then, let's see. This will repopulate.
Oh, we each pay 2, right?
No, not yet. You don't do the end card yet. You do it last. We've had this discussion.
There was bonus markers around card, then repop. I'm pretty sure you do repop last. I mean, technically the order doesn't matter, but I'm pretty sure that was the order.
Okay, we can pay 2. +1 for deckhand, neither of us is deckhands. Okay, these 2 are gonna repop. So, first one is going to get oysters that go that way. So we're going to get 3 oysters here. And then the next spot, one down here, is going to get crabs. 3 crabs. Just the left of it. Okay. And then this is gonna flip. This is gonna flip. This is just gonna lose one. And then that's that. Then we do.
Oh, I didn't redraw.
New round card. This one there's a boat show. At the end of the round, you'll get $1 for every boat upgrade you've done. So fishing license, deckhands, or boat upgrade.
Alright, my turn.
Oh yeah, Tyrants in the Underdark is surprisingly good deck building area control, but like it's not well graphically designed.
Alright. I'm gonna go fishing again. I'm gonna go 1, 2, which only costs me 1 fuel. And then I'm actually gonna fish for a shrimp, using that shrimp icon. Add the shrimp to the boot, and then put a minus down there. And there we go.
There's so much crab. I want the crab.
I think Chap mentioned The Expanse. I think we did a 4-player stream of The Expanse. Definitely added. It's like a 4-player Twilight Struggle sci-fi. With a little streamlined.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Definitely better with more players.
And I'm going to play that one.
I remember when they were shrimp.
To get a clam. And that's my turn.
I'm gonna sail to port, which is 1, 2, but that only costs me 1 fuel. And my is my turn. My turn's over.
Okay. Here I go to port. So, whoops, see, I didn't pay fuel. I pay the other 3, so I'm in the port. It's good time. Good times in port.
Alright. I'm gonna go to Upgrade Town. It's a real place in Tampa. Look it up on Google Maps. It's not a real place.
Could be if you dreamed hard enough.
Decisions.
Steve and I had a Pandemic Legacy game that was over that fast. Mediocre Game was saying that their record loss was in 2.5 minutes. Yeah, Steve and I had a Pandemic Legacy game that ended in 2 turns.
Second turn.
Second turn, yeah. It was over.
There's a lot of outbreaks. Okay, so that's 4 to get a crab license.
And it was Pandemic Legacy too, so it was permanent.
Yeah, that was not good. I'm debating pretty hard. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'm gonna spend $6 to get my last storage capacity. I got you, girls.
Okay. I will go here, and I will do my second crab license for $4, and then as a bonus action, I will do that to get 2 more bucks. Actually, I'll do this market auction so that I can sell this clam without going to the market spot. Woo-hoo. So I get a bee token, and I get $4 because Tampa loves them oysters, not clams. And then I'm gonna go up 1 more on Tampa. Okay. And then I am done. And it's Steve's turn.
I'm gonna sell things to Tampa. So I'm gonna sell 2 more oysters and a shrimp.
Night Bloody Bee.
That is going to be $10 because it's 4 each because it's Tampa, and the clams is number 3, and then 2 for the shrimp. So that's 10, and then I'm gonna go up 3 more on the Tampa track because 4. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get this token, which gives me another $3. And I'm done.
Refueling. Not ending the round for once. You have that honor.
I do.
There's so many boat upgrades, and I have a big one. Of course I get that card. Right when I need it, least. Or most, depending on your preference of you. Oh, my nose is super tickly. Yeah, they should be. The Crusoe Crew games will be in stores probably around Origins. Would be my guess. Origins.
I am just going to refuel.
And getting around. Lay down. Take a nap.
Napping on the dock.
Oops.
I put that soup in the wrong bowl.
Excuse me. Alright.
Okay. Okay, so the round ended. We get our bonuses back.
Yep.
I should have used mine. That's fine.
We get our bonuses back, and then we get $1 per upgrade. So I get $5. And you get
$7.
Yes, spend money to make money. Look at you.
I'm just barely in the black because I'm $16 in debt. So $4. The rest is debt.
Alright.
Okay.
And that was your turn.
That was my turn. Repopulation.
Yes. So this spot will repopulate.
And then was that? Are we halfway through?
Yes, but hang on. Just let's do one thing at a time. We finally get shrimp, but we only get 2 shrimp. And they spawn here. So that's that one. And then this one, they don't repopulate. Yeah. So we remove this positive, we flip that one, and remove that. And that's the repopulation phase done. And then we're halfway through the game. So now we do the B card. So we each get a second bonus token. And can you pull the deck? Yeah.
Smooth workflow. Smooth workflow is
costs 1 less to go around this round. The Rondell actions is 1 less. Alright. And now it's my turn. To sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me. I really... Okay.
Oh, I've got the Miss Donna and you got the Miss Summer.
Yep, said that when I gave the boats out.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
My favorite Pandemic Legacy character.
Ugh. I might get towed for this, but it's fine. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna... I really wanted this fuel upgrade, but I can't afford it, and I just want the crabs. So, yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna get 2 crabs. Yes, so I have 2 crabs. Yes! Yes! You don't even know! You don't even know! You don't even know!
I don't.
You don't even know!
I don't even know. My turn?
Yes. Oh, you're playing Jason Dinger's wife. That's awkward.
Oh, nice. I'm going fishing. Alright, first thing that I'm doing on the fishing boat is I'm using my radar. So I'm using a bonus token. I'm discarding 2 cards to draw 2.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it.
Okay, and then I'm using my other bonus token. I'm going to pay $5 for another crabbing license. And then I'm going to go...
I just keep doing this in the game. It's a problem. I wear the cards down. You can tell what cards I've had because I wear them down while doing that. I need to save these.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and spend 1, 2, 3 fuel. And then I'm going to pay this card. Radar is awesome because it gave me the card with the 2 crabs. So I'm going to pick up 2 boxes of crabs and put 2 depopulation tokens. And then that is it for that turn. And then I'll draw 2 more. Tiffany turn.
I need to get some water. Okay. Oh, sorry. I should have been here because I went fishing last round, and I should have paid my fuel. I'm gonna sail to port. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And I don't have enough fuel, so I get towed. So pay $1. Worth it. Hashtag getting water.
My turn?
Yes.
I'm gonna go fishing again. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Thanks to the improved propeller, I only spend 2. Ooh. Oh, I should have gotten a bonus token when I did the printer this last round. So,
I wonder if the wind is causing my allergies to be crazy. I wonder if that's what's happening.
Actually no, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go here instead. Actually looking at my cards that I have to fish. So I'm gonna do that, which is 2 clams. So I have 2 oysters. I have 2 oyster licenses.
There's a crab boat on my crabs.
It's the same amount of fuel because I was 1, 2, 3.
How many clams did you pick up?
2.
Overfishing the ocean. It's the sea, but whatever.
You can only use 1 bonus action per turn.
Yep. Okay. I am in Corpus Christi. Did you cheat? That's what he was talking about?
I very much cheated.
Steve.
Well, I can put 1 crab back. And uncheat. And then I can say that.
Which, are you taking back radar or are you taking back?
No, I'll just say that I didn't print last turn and then I printed this turn to.
Okay. But your victory will be hollow.
My victory will be hollow and meaningless.
Yep.
I got the shirt.
That's true. Okay. I am going here and I'm doing upgrades and I'm getting the cooking pot.
Cooking pot is amazing.
Cooking pot. So it's $4. I got the cooking pot. So excited about the cooking pot. Cooking pot. Cooking pot. So excited about the cooking pot. You don't even know. Alright, and then I'm going to do another upgrade, which I don't have enough money for. So... But... Oh, no, I can't do that. No, I could. I could do it. Do I want to do it? I think the answer is yes. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna spend a bonus action to get $2 extra. And then I'm gonna do a second upgrade, which is the fuel upgrade.
Nice.
For $4, so I won't get towed again. But it's $5 because I'm doing a second upgrade. So I need to fish a size 8 fuel tank out of the box. Normally there's one for every player, but
fish it out of the box.
And it doesn't come pre-filled. You just maintain your fuel level, I guess.
Actually, yeah, that was a question we had. Is what does your fuel level stay the same when you get the upgrade? Seems like it would, but I don't. I think I was looking for it and trying to find that. Probably in there. I just couldn't find it.
I mean, you're
I'm
probably
gonna go
in here,
to
but I couldn't
port.
find you.
So I've got 1 fuel left, and then when spending fuel, I spend 1 less. So that gets me there. I'm still 1 away.
Nope.
So.
You need to. Yeah, so you just have I think you have the fuel that you have because it says you don't immediately get a fuel tank.
You don't get a full tank, so yeah. You just have it.
Okay. Yeah. See, you don't get extra fuel. You just you don't take a tank out. You just get an extra little tank.
Yeah. Or they increase it and swap it out. You don't get.
Is it my turn?
You don't get.
Is it my turn?
Free tank gas.
Is it my turn? Is it my turn? You would think if you were buying a fuel tank, they would give you a free tank of gas. That would be bad. They wouldn't.
Anything related to anything marine, you're kind of a captive audience. You don't get anything for free.
My grandmother used to say a boat is a hole you put in the water.
No.
No.
A boat is a hole in the water you pour money into.
That's what my grandmother said. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna first use my bonus action to cook. Oh, it's $1 to cook. Is it $1 per item to cook? Or is it...
I think it was $1 to cook everything.
Is it $1 to cook everything in the cooking pot?
Pay $1 to cook all seafood on board. Then flip server side and sell for $1 each.
Woo, 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 woo. Alright, I'm gonna pay $1 and have a little crab boil on my boat right before I sell him to Corpus Christi. And Corpus Christi's like, aw, shucks, you make the best crab, Tiffany. And so not only do they give me $5 because it's cooked crab, they really like cooked crab, and so I get $6 per crab, and I've got 2 crabs, so I get $12. Happy day.
Okay, it doesn't have to be at sea.
And then the cooking?
Yeah.
No, it didn't say.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I get to go 2 on Corpus Christi, and I'll discard this token, so I go 3.
Nice. Alright, now I am at Corpus Christi. I may have illegally fished some crabs, so I had to throw them back in the ocean.
Run from the bobo.
Run from the feds. I still got towed back to port.
The Coast Guard found you.
It's not a fishing game if there isn't some illegal fishing. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Inappropriate. The other upgrade I really wanted in life.
Yeah, I think
it's all coming up Millhouse.
I have to do this too. Hand 4 to get the galley. And then is that the only upgrade I'm getting?
Did you cross the thing after me? I'm so confused.
Huh?
Because I crossed it before you and you triggered it last time. So shouldn't we be here? Because you triggered it last time?
Yes? I don't know. I spent more time fishing.
Yeah, I'm in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't go over it twice.
I think we just didn't push it back over.
Yeah.
Yeah, bonus upgrades on your boat can be used no matter whether you're at port. Let's see. Cool.
Okay. Are you done upgrading?
No. I'm getting 1 more shrimping license. Am I?
I don't know.
No, I'm paying 4.
Just gonna go back reading that email that I wanted to read.
I'm paying 4 to get a deckhand, so I get 6 back. Because I have to pay 1 extra when I'm doing the second upgrade, and then I got 2 parts. Alright. Of course, the card I drew is the one I wanted, but that's fine. Tiffany's turn.
Okay.
Can you refuel carries?
Yeah, I'm definitely refueling. It's just important if that ends the round or not, but we're saying it doesn't. Because you didn't bump back last time, I guess.
What did I not?
Like, when you crossed it and you laid your dude down, did you bump back? Did you move the life preserver thingy?
Okay.
Yeah, so then we did set it correctly.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Yes. So there's that. Because it's important if I was triggering the end of round or not. Which I don't think I was. But if I was, I would get my bonus actions back so I could take the bonus action. But yeah. So, hey, Tina. Okay. You may go. It's your turn. Do the right
Darn.
thing.
Well, I don't have bonus actions with which I could use to use the new galley. That's fine. So I sell 2 oysters and a crab to Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi will pay an extra for crabs, so that's 5. And then 6 for these. So that's 11. And then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 because there's 3 of them. 1 extra because I sold 2 types. And I'm going to spend my bonus. No, I'm not going to spend my bonus. Okay, Tiffany's turn.
Okay. I'm going to...
You know, getting caught poaching is really taking the wind out of my sails.
1, 2, there's no sails. This isn't...
No,
there's no sails.
The fish
you
sails.
don't have...
Taking the wind out of my fish sails.
You don't have fish sails. I'm getting 1 crab because it's all that card lets me get. But it's fine. That's not what I wanted. I have a handful of shrimp. Do you see all this? And do you know what's missing from the board? Okay. It's your turn.
I'm gonna refuel and end the round.
Alright. So, that's gonna repopulate. Oh, it doesn't rotate at all. Yay! 4 shrimp!
Wow.
Oh, the shrimp has come. The shrimp have finally returned. They're not gonna last long. Alright. This spot. We'll get oysters. And it gets 3 of them. And then that was it for pluses. And then this spot's all by itself, so it gets flipped. Gets flipped. This one's also by itself, it gets flipped. And then these both will discard 1. And that is...
That was the end of, or that was the repopulation. Does this...
Yes. That goes away. So we get a new B card. Labor discount. So hiring laborers is 1 cheaper this round.
And then we get our bonuses back.
Yes. Thank you. And it's my turn. And now that I have a bonus back, I'm gonna use my radar because, I mean, there's shrimp now, which is great, but, like, I don't need this many shrimp cards in my life. So I'm gonna discard these 2 to draw 2 more. Technically, I draw 2 first. Technically, I draw 2 and then discard 2, but I just want them out of my hands. Not much better.
Oh, it's draw then discard? Okay.
Yes.
I was doing the opposite, so.
It's draw then discard. Okay, and then I will token to get a thing which I didn't get, which is fine but not fine. Okay, I will play this card. I don't have a thingy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, pretty little face about it. Dang it. Alright, I'll go 1, 2, and I'll fish this single clam. From this location.
My turn to go fishing?
Yep.
It's going to be an efficient trip.
Nope.
So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. 1, 2. You turn water. Spending 1 fuel. I'm going to do this card using the bonus token to make that 2 crabs. So I can pick up 2 crabs legally this time.
It's important to be legal.
It's important to be legal and respect the laws and also the stewardship of nature. 2 depopulation. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So, oh, sorry, I was here last time. And I'm gonna go there to sail 3. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and pay $1 to cook my clams and my stuff. Okay.
I'm gonna go fishing.
Got super quiet.
Fishing again. 1, 2,
chat.
3. Go in there, so that's 2 more fuel. And then because I am fishing for shrimp and or oysters, I can spend 2 cards.
Because you have a deckhand. That's important.
Because because I have a deckhand. So
what are these? Here.
Oh, I sold those. Not breaking any laws or regulations, ma'am. I'm gonna use 2 cards, which is gonna let me fish for a shrimp and an oyster. And I have licenses for both right here.
Officer.
And then I use my 2 fuel to get there. And then I draw. I'm gonna draw 3 cards. Or maybe I didn't draw that card last time.
Okay. I'm gonna go here to do upgrades. I'm gonna do...
Yeah, I didn't draw that card last time.
This one, which gives me an extra storage spot for $5. And then I'm also gonna do this one, which gives me a better propeller, and that's also $5 plus the 1 more, so that's $11 total. So nice. All my money. I'm broke again, but I did it.
Back to port for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. To go back to Corpus Christi.
You're out of fuel.
I am out of fuel, so it's 1, 2. Oh no, 3, 4.
Yeah, actually, so you have to pay 1 to be towed.
No, because I have improved propeller.
Okay, fine. Fine. Alright, and then I will sell...
Didn't have to pay the fine.
I'll sell my cooked stuff. And I'm selling a crab and a oyster, and so I will get to go up 3 times. 1 for each plus 1 more. So can you move me up 3 on Corpus Christi, giving me that bonus tile,
nice.
Which lets me... What do I do? Draw a card, discard a card? What that is? It's not on there.
On here, so.
I think it's draw a card, discard a card.
That's probably what it is. It looks like a draw and discard.
Where is it in the rules? I'm pretty sure it's draw a card, get a card. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Alright, we're just gonna say that's what it is. So I draw a card, get a card. But also before I do that, I'm gonna get the money for these. So a cooked oyster is $4, and then a cooked crab to Corpus Christi is $6. So I get $10, which means I basically get my upgrade money back. What we wanted. And that was my turn. And then, I draw a card, discard a card, but then I also need to draw back up to my Hamlet. So, ow. That was my thumb. I don't want to keep that. Yeah, that's okay, I'll keep that. That's alright. Oh! Wait, did I want to do that? Yes. No, sorry. I wanted to do the duck hand upgrade, not the storage box upgrade. I wanted to do both, but I can only do one. So it's actually one cheaper because of our discount. There we go. Which is why I didn't care about this card. And I can discard. Oh, that one's really good. I'm going to discard that card.
Jason says draw 2 cards, discard 2.
Oh! Okay, well then I would get another card. Oh, you pretty baby! I want you.
Thanks, Jason.
That's a good card. Okay, I'm going to discard this one for the other 2. And then I draw 2 cards because I'm at the end of my turn redrawing. Ooh, hey, pretty cards. Also, because I did this upgrade before cheating, I go one more spot on Corpus Christi up because it's the first mate. Mm-hmm. First mates also let you move around the board cheaper. They give you a $1 discount.
Speaking of upgrades, I'm going to go to Upgrade Town. I'm going to get a first mate. And then I'm going to get... I'm going to get this one. So, it would be a total of 7 for the deckhand and the first mate, so it's going to be 8.
No.
It's going to be 8.
No.
Because I'm buying 2 upgrades.
But we have a discount on labor.
Oh.
So it's only going to be 5 plus 1. So, because it's 7 minus 2 is 5, and then plus 1 because you're doing 2. So it'll be 6.
Hey. 10. Get 4? Not this one. Oh, I don't discard them. And so that first mate will give me...
Oh, they changed it to draw 1, discard 1. Sorry. Oh, whoops. It is draw 1, discard 1. Apparently. But the designer says it's draw 2, discard 2. Yeah, I don't know.
That makes sense. That's what the icon would suggest.
Right. I could go either way on that.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm happy playing designer rules.
I'm happy playing with you.
I'm happy playing.
Because I will crush you! Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah. All I did was I went to...
I refill.
Oh, wait.
No, you said it's my turn. You did Upgrade Town. Are you doing a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm doing a bonus action. The bonus action is pay money to cook, is what I wanted to do.
Okay, great. You did it. And then I refilled. And then look, it's your turn again! Yeah.
Alright, I'm selling. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some math.
Sorry.
I'm selling to Corpus Christi. This is 5 for each of these, but it's 6 for each of these because they're crabs. So it's 12 plus 4 plus 3, so it's 19. 19. Oop. I'm just raining money out into the ocean. Well, I'm just going for it. Alright. I earned 19. I'm selling these. And then it is 4 with 2 extra types. So, where am I going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. And with 2 extra types, that's 1, 2.
Did you get everything you got?
No, I didn't. Didn't with bonus action last turn. Should have. I think you can't. Yeah. If I had done that, I could get a bonus action to give me another thing, which would be a land, but it's fine. It doesn't need to happen. But I will use my. So these are done. And then I will use my bonus action to. So we get 2 rounds left. I don't think it's going to pay off, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to pay $9 to get the extended fuel. Because that's my bonus action.
Okay.
Now it is your turn.
Alright. We have overfished this poor sea. I'm gonna go fishing. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will play that. Oh, wait. First. Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't do that yet. That's why I didn't do that yet. I'll go here first. Sorry. So I'll go 1, 2, 3,
Money I had or
4, 5.
spending?
I think
it was money I
spending.
Or it was the money I earned.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I go 4. And then I'll play this card, which and I spend 1 less fuel because of that to get these 2 crabs. Boop, boop. I didn't want to overfish it, but they made me. Cool. And then it's not cool that I overfished, but you know, life finds a way. Something. Okay. That's my turn. Steve's turn.
Oh, I didn't get my. Can you get my improved fuel that I bought?
Size 8 or 10?
Size 10. Not worth the investment.
What is it again? Alright, and then round end.
And I refuel all the way up.
So we get bonus tokens back. And then no place gets new fish. This will discard, this will discard, this will discard. And then this will flip, this will flip. There you go. And then, new round card. There's a tropical storm! It costs 1 extra fuel to move.
Now I'm kind of glad I got the extended tanks.
Yeah. Good thing we both have propellers. Okay. I will...
Oh. What? I didn't get my extra advancement for selling the shrimp to Corpus Christi. That was the thing I didn't do.
Sure you didn't.
There's the cheating.
Not sure if that's accurate, but okay.
Because I went up 4 for selling 4 plus 2 for the 2 extra types, and then I went plus 1 from the first one.
Okay. I'm gonna go port. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to cook this crab along the way? I mean, good crab is good crab. I will cook the crab along the way. $10. So cook the crab. Steve's turn.
I'm going fishing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 because of the storm. And I am going to fish... Oh, first, I'm doing a bonus action. I'm going to pay $2 to get a shrimping license. Because they cost $1. So with that bonus action, that gets me a bonus
I have
thingy.
to pay fuel. 1, 2, 3. Which would just be good because of my power.
And then I'm going to do this card, which is 2 oysters. So add 2 oysters to the boat. And put 2 depopulation tokens. Tiffany's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I redraw 2 cards.
Do you think these stack? Like I already have this?
Yes.
Yes?
I'm pretty sure basically everything in the game stacks.
Okay. I'm gonna do... an upgrade. And I will upgrade... Not sure it's super... Oh, it's totally worth it. Alright, I'll pay the $5 to have another shrimp thingy. And that's the only upgrade I'll do. And then it's your turn, Mr. Kairos. It's 2 cards. It's a glorious day. Okay.
Alright, going fishing again. 1, 2. Because of the tropical storm, I do spend 2 fuel. And I'm going to pick up 2 shrimp.
John just noticed that Jason's in the chat.
Put 2 depopulation. 2 depopulation down. And draw 1 card. Low on fuel, but I can just make it back to Morgan City.
I am going to sell this cooked crab to this city that doesn't appreciate crab. So it's $5 per, so I get $10, and then I go up 4 on Tampa because I've got 2 of the crab upgrades.
Nice.
Yep. And that is my turn. And it's your turn. Your turn.
1 port. 1, 2, 3.
The
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not
port track bonus. The first mate cards. Do first mate cards of a specific thing stack. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Every feel.
I think I'm just going to go 1, 2 to the sell space. I'm going to use my bonus action to pay $1 to cook. And I'm going to sell to Morgan City for... These are 4 each, and these are 4 each, so 16. And then I go up 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put this with 3 fuel. What did I say? 16?
Yeah. 4 each. Okay. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go, 1, 2,
yes, Jason,
3.
the question was related to stacking related to first mates. It was like if you not allowed to stack.
Those are not allowed to stack. You lied to me.
I did lie.
I would not have done that. You lied to me. I go down 1 on Tampa. That's you. Oh, have you been cheating too?
No, I only have one.
Okay, well then I get $5 back, and I wouldn't have used that entire turn to do that.
You have one of each type of first mate, but not two of the same kind. Okay, thanks. I assumed it was stacking.
Well, I don't want any of these upgrades, so I'll just take my $5 back, and your victory will be hollow.
I mean,
yet
yes.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, hollow and meaningless. That's true. It's now added meaningless.
Oh, the discount on the main rondel stacks, but not the going up the
Alright, well, this card can be discarded because I thought that was the thing that it wasn't. I will go fishing for a shrimp and an oyster. My handy dandy shrimp and oyster card. And seeing as I'm out at sea, I could spin up the printer to print some stuff to get a bonus tile. I don't think it's worth it. I'm like, I have a bonus action, but I can't use it before. I mean, there's no reason. I guess I could draw 2, discard 2. Pretty happy with my cards, though. We'll see. Alright, I'm gonna draw 2, discard 2, because he's gonna end the round. Yeah. These aren't super interesting to me.
You end the round after I take the action, right?
Yes. I'll discard that one. And I'll discard.
Yep. Jason says I even cheat for other people. That's true. I cheat often to either the detriment of myself or to the benefit of other people. But it's the long game.
But yeah, sometimes to the detriment of other people too. Yeah. Okay, and then I draw a card to replace my hand size. And then it's your turn, Cheatin' Steve. Yeah. You gonna end the round?
Well, I have to end the round. The question is, am I gonna go straight back out and go fishing?
You have to. Oh. Do you have a card that lets you refuel? You have to refuel.
I mean, I could technically go out and get crab and not refuel, but I think I will just refuel.
Let's solve this. You do this a lot in games. I'm like, where's all the ones? Steve has them.
Okay. I ended the round.
Steve has the ones. If you're ever looking for ones, Steve has the ones. Okay. Get our bonus actions back. We do get some shrimp, or some fish repopulating. So, we get some crab here, which is fun. Oh, we have to renew all of our fishing licenses at the end of the round. Or they go away? Or no, we just have to pay it no matter what.
I think it's forced, yeah.
Okay, this one will repopulate. And it's gonna spawn 4 shrimp.
Wow.
Shrimp, you've been missed. Alright, so that's that one. And then that one's gonna negative, that one's gonna negative, that one's gonna happen. Convenient that. I don't have to shuffle the deck. Boop, boop. Clams are gonna spawn here, where no one will come and get you. Okay. And then that loses 1, that loses 1, that loses 1, that loses 1. And that's repopulation. Done. And then at the end of the round, we have to renew our license, so we have to pay half of our license cost.
Yeah, rounded, probably rounded up. Half the sum of the costs. Yes.
Oh, it doesn't say if it's rounded up or down.
Probably in the rules. I think it was rounded up. I think it was rounded up. I'm definitely going fishing.
Rounded up. Yep. Oh, sorry, H.
Thinking, collating. Alright, I'm trying something wacky. I'm using a bonus action to get a fishing license.
Okay. Where you put action?
So I'm going to pay 2 for that, which gets me a bonus token. And I'm going fishing. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this deckhand says when I can do fish or shrimp, I can spend 2 cards.
Crab or shrimp.
Crab or shrimp. So I'm going to use that bonus token I got to turn this into a crab, so I can fish 2 shrimp and 2 crabs. So I'm going to fish 2
But there's only
shrimp and
one shrimp there.
Yeah, but I needed the bonus token to do the second crab. And then that is 1, 2 fuel because there's no storm. And then that's going to be 3 depopulation.
Okay. I'm gonna go to port. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. 2 fuel. Okay. And while I'm boating, I will cook the shrimp and oyster that I have. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go 1. I'm gonna go fishing again. Still have to pay 1 fuel, even if I improve the power, because you also have to pay minimum 1. And then I'm gonna get.
I can't get that card back on there. That's fine.
I'm gonna get 1 oyster.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
1 oyster.
Okay. No reason for me to get boat upgrades. Boat.
Yeah, because you don't get paid up for them.
Yeah. The 1 upgrade is really just a detriment at this point. So I'll go here and I'll sell to Morgan City this 1 cooked shrimp and this 1 cooked oyster. So that's $7 plus 1 more, so it's $8. And I go up 3 on Morgan City's track. And actually, I could do the selling. Actually, instead of doing the selling that way, I could go there because I have the deckhand, so I can go 1 further for free. And I could use the bonus action to do that to get this token, so I go 1 further on Morgan City.
Yes. Well done.
For me, not so much on the line. Steve does live dangerously.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to port and cooking my wares. So, cooking crab.
Oh, and every field.
Cooking oysters. And then going 1, 2, 3, 4 back to Morgan City. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is only 3 for me, and I'm gonna pick up 2 shrimp, which I just shoved into another sea spot.
Yes.
Because even when you win the game, I still get to sell them. I get to sail to a port and sell them. And then it's your turn.
Probably don't want upgrades. So I'm going to move 2. I'm going to sell. Got no bonuses left. So I'm going to sell. Okay, I'm going to Morgan City. Morgan City pays an extra for the shrimp. So cooked shrimp is 4. Cooked oysters is 4. Cooked crab is 5. So it's 18. Just get put 2 back. And then I go up 4, 5, and 6. Because I have all the types. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 6 bonus fuel. Oh, and then
I don't even think I'm gonna hit that white star.
Give up.
It would have been better if I just got 1 shrimp. So I just go here. It doesn't super matter. So this was a question we had just and we couldn't figure out. Can you fish? So if my cargo holds full, can I fish and toss stuff out that I don't want anymore? Or is that a no?
Like get rid of stuff you have already on your
Can I get rid of a shrimp to pick up a crab? That's what I want to know. Question for the designer.
Yeah.
No,
that is definitely good to know.
Because that'll get me a star. Otherwise, I don't get a star. Like, we have to wait for the delay, and then we have to wait for Jason to answer. And then that's if he's there. Because we couldn't figure this out from the rule book.
Yeah, I think sometimes... Yeah.
Because I would have picked up 1 shrimp instead of 2, but I didn't think about it until later, so... That's what it is. Alright, well, I'll be in limbo on that point. But you can take a turn.
Oh, I would have gotten an extra bonus from that shrimp fish mate.
If you go and pick up fish, you can still sell it. So there's no reason not to skip ahead and go fishing if you have stuff.
Yeah, so I think I will do that. But it will end the round though.
Yes, but no, you can't throw it out. Can you underfish? So I played a card that had 2 shrimp. So could I have just picked up 1 shrimp instead of 2? Even though I had the room and licenses for 2?
So yeah, I imagine you have to get at least 1.
Well, yeah. But do you have to get both? I don't have a single shrimp card. That's my problem. Alright, you gonna go fishing?
Yeah.
You just go ahead. And go. So if I can't get a crab, then I would just have sailed back to Morgan City.
Okay, I'll wait for you to figure that out, because I'm going to determine where I go.
How?
Oh, it might determine if I get... Oh, no, Tiffany was asking if you can underfish.
No, there's a delay.
Oh, yeah.
There's a delay. There's just a delay.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty decent delay.
Yeah. Apparently it's a pretty decent delay today. So that's why. No, because I'm either in Morgan City or I'm here.
No, okay.
There's no difference to you. Except for there would be one more shrimp here.
Got it. If you could underfish.
If you can underfish, there will be one more shrimp here. If you can't underfish, there's not an extra ship. Yeah, so you can't just throw discard. Okay, cool. Okay. You can underfish. So there is an extra shrimp there, and I got a crab instead. With this crab card on this turn. Thank you. Okay, so once you have seafood on your boat, you cannot get rid of it unless you're selling it. Cool. Good to know. But you can underfish as long as you're fishing some of the cards some of the seafood you're played on the card. Okay. Got it. But once you fish it, you can't toss it. Good to know. Okay. Now you may take your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2, 3 fuel. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna discard 3 shrimp. Mm-hmm. So pick up 3 shrimp. This is not a good part of the Gulf.
Yeah, no one fish here anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's doing that.
Which ends the round.
So we don't need to repopulate, but we do need to renew licenses. So we have to pay
I guess we get our actions back.
Yeah. We have to pay our stuff. So I have to pay, it's half rounded up. 8, 10, 12. So I have to pay $6.
And then I have 8, 12, 15, so 8. Okay. So I got 2 back.
Okay. And then we sell the fish still in our boats. So we go to port. Make a final action to sell it, forfeiting advancement on the port track where they sell it. Dang it, I was banking on that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4 fuel, which I can use. So 1, 2, 3 fuel.
1, 2, 3. I'm just like, I don't care. So I just pay. That's what I get for not realizing that. I get.
The shrimp is 2, so there's only 3 each.
$7. So I get $7 for my shrimp. Okay, and then cards don't matter anymore. Alright, so that's that. So now we do in-game scoring. And so it's really straightforward. So, you do loans after scoring.
Yeah, you do. So you can.
Okay, so first we do the tracks. So I barely did not make it out of white because I thought I would get track advancement now, which I didn't. So I owe Morgan City $5. Dang it! Oof. Steve doesn't owe anybody money. Then we look at who advanced on what stars. I actually only passed.
We do final track, so I get $3 for being on the last. Space.
Oh yes, that's true.
So
and then
if you
stars.
made it all the way to the end, you get 3.
I'm at 1 white star, which is pathetic. So I will get a single $1 for that. Steve has also got 1 white star, so he gets $1 for that. And then he also has 1 blue star, which gets him $3. And then he has 1 gold star, which gets him $6. So I'm just going to take $1 back.
Yep.
So he gets $10 total from final track scoring, whereas I got $1. However, Steve has 2 loans, so now must pay $16.
So, I'm just gonna pay a 20 and get 4 back.
And then we just count up our money.
Okay. 2 times.
And that's the score. I'm gonna tell you right now, Steve handily wins.
2 loans. All right.
So, I have $25.
$49.
Yep, you've almost doubled my score. And that's Captains of the Golf, and I'm logging it in BG Stats, because I love BG Stats.
And the final state of the ocean
is pretty sad.
That's gonna take a while to repopulate. That'll take a while to repopulate. That'll take a while to repopulate, and some of these others will. I feel like, even though the repopulation numbers are more...
We had a bad... Like, shrimp didn't come out. Crab was a lot more... Plentiful this one, because the way the round worked, where, like, shrimp didn't come out one time, and it was like, no! Shrimp will die if it doesn't come out now!
It was pretty close. I feel like with 4 players, even though it was just one game, it felt like we fished, maybe just because there were 4 people fishing before it would repopulate, like it felt like we were hitting it harder. Like I know more come out or whatever.
I don't know. I feel like it was just about as hit, honestly. There's like the dregs of what we didn't want.
That's true.
And also we were paying more attention to like what was like stuff like that. We were paying attention to where we didn't want to go. I
guess you and I were also not intentionally fishing at places that had...
Because we wanted it to
repopulate, so we weren't overfishing the greens in this game. Because I think we noticed in the previous games we played, fishing where it was about to repopulate, it was bad.
The first game, like, I taught repopulation, but people didn't really get it until, like, the 3rd round, and by then we had already, like
ruined the ocean.
Everybody, yeah. So, there was that. Because the repopulation, you really just have to, like, see it to get it. But... That's Captains of the Golf, designed by Jason Dinger, who's hanging out in the chat with us. Thank you, Jason, for all the rules clarifications.
Thank you for the rules help. All the times I was cheating that he helped fix it.
Yeah.
There were definitely some rules I mucked up.
The rulebook is, like, really straightforward. It's not a bad rulebook. It's a more involved game. There's lots of moving parts. And the problem with a game like this is there's a lot of things where you're like, oh, but I want to do that. I can surely do that. And usually the answer is no, you actually can't. This game is very, like, by the letter and strict.
If it doesn't explicitly allow it in the rulebook, you probably can't do it.
Yeah. And so it's one of those games, kind of more like a heavy Euro game, where it's like, there's a lot of games where it's like, oh, I fished this seafood that I don't actually want, I'll just dump it out my boat. And there's a lot of games that are like, yeah, that's cool, just rejigger your lines. And in this game, Jason's like, no, you cannot do that. Once you have taken from Mother Ocean. Yeah. So, which makes it harsher, which I think is a good thing. But it's one of those things where it's like, until you've played it a couple times, you're gonna have a lot of the like, oh, but surely I can do that. And it's like, no, actually you can't. No. He did pull out a 2-loan victory, yes. It's not his first time getting loads.
But I was curious if it would work out, because I was kind of hoping...
He also managed to get a lot of really key upgrades, and I suffered from having a handful of shrimp for, like, the first half of the game, with no shrimp. And when I realized that shrimp weren't going to come back, it was like...
I was lucky enough to start the game with 2 of the upgrade your storage cards, so I was able to, like, use one for what I needed it for and keep the other.
Yeah.
And then I intentionally ran out of fuel to get towed, to get a loan, which I wasn't sure if it was going to be cheesy or not. But one thing I noticed when we played previously, I wasn't aware of how many like levers you can pull in this game, because there's a lot of levers.
There's a lot of levers.
One of them is there's the bonus action if you have a bonus token that you can use to sell first. So you could, for example, sell early and then use that money to buy an upgrade, which I did, I think, pretty early on. So the order of things can be important, like manipulating that. The other one is I was intentionally using the printer to get bonus tokens to use to make my fishing cards more flexible.
Yeah.
So like without pulling all those levers, it definitely would have been a lot tighter. But also having some of the extra money early on did let me buy an upgrade first and then sell. So it's almost like if you can, not necessarily through doing a loan, but if you can get enough of a float that you can do these things in their like natural order,
Yeah.
You kind of won't be stuck
like
as
he got a loan because he was $1 short, and then he had $4 extra, which is that's like a super valuable asset to have at the beginning of the game. So he got loans early enough that they like were, it was like a business loan more than a get out of the hole loan. So yeah.
What was else? Oh, Jason mentioned in chat that overfishing an area to prevent it from repopulating can be used tactically, which I can definitely see that.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
there's something someone else has a bunch of licenses for, you're like, whoops.
So one thing that we didn't really talk about, and I think very briefly talked about in the beginning with the teaching, is this is a multi-use card game. So it's similar to like Glory to Rome, Mont and I, those kind of things, but it has a board element. So it uses like that, not engine, but it uses that mechanic for board manipulation, which I think is really interesting. I haven't... Container, kind of... Or no, not container. Yeah, well, no, import-export. Which I mix up with container because you have container ships in that game. Import-export does something similar, but there's not really a board. It's more of like a central whatever area. Yeah. So... So there's, brain went out window.
It's a multi-use card game.
It's a multi-use card game similar to,
like Glory to Rome,
Mott and I,
Import-Export,
etc., which is but it uses a board mechanic, which is pretty interesting, and it doesn't have, one of those, combo victory condition things?
Impulse?
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I think of those games, all of them, or most of, at least Mott and I, Import-Export, and Impulse all have cards which I think can give you and Glory to Rome have cards which can give you a victory if you meet the conditions, which is that style of game, but Tiffany does not like I win cards. So this is more than it's a multi-use card game, but in that kind of standard Euro format where you are going for points, and the game will end after a certain number of rounds, and nobody has an instant win.
Yeah, but there's certain combos that are stronger, like getting certain deckhand combos, or things like that. So
I think if you like the kind of game, if you like the multi-use card game where you're looking at cards in your hand and you're going, okay, this card has 2 crabs on it, and I need crab, I really want crab next round, but that card also has an upgrade that I need, and it has a license that I need. Like, if you like making that kind of trade-off and having it determined by your hand, and then going, okay, maybe I can gamble. I think the game we played last night, I used my 1 bonus action to do radar to gamble to hope I got a double shrimp.
Yeah.
And I got the double shrimp, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I gambled for it.
Well, and that's the other thing with these cards. It's like, it's one of those games where you're like, oh, I want to use this card for this, or this, or this. Ah! And so if your brain freezes when you have those situations, this might not be the game for you. The other thing is that one of my problems that I have in these kind of games is I always, like, hold on to cards for a really long time because I'm like, I want to use you. You're a great card. I'm going to hold on to you. I'm going to use you. I'm going to work towards using you. Which, in this kind of game, usually just shoots me in the foot. Yeah. I spent a long time getting, very specifically, I was trying to get that crab bonus upgrade. Do you know how, that took me like half the game to get. And by the time I got it, it wasn't even necessarily something that I should have been like running for at that point. Same with the propeller upgrade. I had that propeller upgrade like early game, and I held on to it for so long just trying to get it. So, and the fuel tank upgrade. I eventually gave up on I had the 10 fuel tank upgrade. I gave up on that one eventually.
One thing, when I was playing our first game, I was doing the thing where I was holding on to cards and trying to, like, hope that certain cards would come up in the deck. And I also wasn't manipulating my hand in the deck to get those cards, so that just didn't work out for me, and I stalled pretty hard. So in this game, I was definitely just trying to, like, just get the next up. Like, my hand was only for just getting the next upgrade, and I was also making sure that my hand would have flexibility in fishing.
Which is really funny, because in the first game that we played, you were playing like how I played, which is you were trying to get a very specific card, and you kind of just, like, nerfed yourself. And I didn't do that in the first game, and I was just like, what's the best thing I can do now? And then I just totally didn't do that this game, and it did not pay off. So, yeah.
Yeah, and again, getting a couple of the upgrades that I thought would be useful in this game, which was the expanded storage and something to help with range, did help.
Kabuki Kid asks if we feel that there's an optimal player count. We've played at 2-player and at 4-player, and honestly, I think that I feel like it felt somewhat similar. In higher player counts, you have more fish spawning locations, but you also have more people that are fishing. Mm-hmm. So, bless me.
Bless you. I bless you.
So I don't really. I felt in a 4-player game like there was a lot of overfishing, but I think that's just because we weren't very good at being stewards of the sea.
One thing I do feel like is in this game, playing at 2-player, I felt like it was easier to count on certain parts of the board staying the way they were while you were in. Like, if I'm in port and I see Tiffany's not by a certain area of the board and she doesn't have the licenses or whatever, or her boat is full, I can be pretty confident that I can go there and fish those things, so I can plan ahead for that. In the 4-player game, it was definitely a little bit more willy-nilly, so I felt like I had to hedge a little bit more, because if I saw people were like racing,
have multiple avenues of options.
Yeah, so I think it was just I could count on a little bit more of the fish that I wanted to be there in a 2-player.
Oh wow! So Jason Dinger, who's the designer, is in our chat right now, and he says that Donna, who is his partner, and I play between 10 to 12 hours of 2-player games a week on average, and I never designed with the goal of being published. My goal is to create something that she and I to enjoy. So I feel like it really shines at 2-player, but I don't think it hurts at 3 or 4-player. And I think it does really good at... There's like a tiny sliver of Chewy left, and Ichi like pounced on Xena because she got it off. We might need to just go take it. Yeah. But Ichi, who's stubborn enough, she'll try and swallow it. But anyway... the 2-player, you saw us play the 2-player. The 2-player is good, but I wonder if I actually maybe enjoyed it more 4-player with the changing of the board, which was frustrating, but it also meant, like, the see the board was more interesting, but at the same point, we overfished really bad in that 4-player game, so I don't really know.
I feel like it's the condition of the sea is maybe a bit more of a balancing act, because like I feel in this one you and I had a tacit agreement to like not hurt the places that were going to come back, but in a 4-player game maybe
sometimes you can't.
Yeah, maybe 2 people want them to stay and the other people don't, so I don't know, I think 4-player will just play a little more chaotically and interestingly. Like, I want to play a 4-player game with people that have played before.
I don't want to play with John though.
Yeah, John will just win.
I love John. I love playing games with John, but there's certain games that John just wins at. And it's
anything with an economic snowball for sure.
Oh yeah. But I do want to play it with John because I think John will really like it. But I think we should play it with John when we have like drinks.
So we can be like, can do.
We can be like, yeah, John. Wow, that was an amazing turn, John. Yeah, you're destroying us. Like. Maybe I can knit or something. But yeah, so it's very interesting that Jason, the designer, says that he plans for the game to be 2-player, and like that's where it was mainly designed, and then they scaled it up. And I think the scaling up worked. I think at 4-player, I felt, aside from the ocean being overfished, which was our fault, and we could have been better about it, I feel like 4-player played fine. The advancement of the rounds felt just as quick as this. John doesn't really drink alcohol, so
yeah, can't use that. That's not arrow in our quiver.
His one crutch is LaCroix.
Yeah.
So we have fizzy flavored water in our fridge just for John.
I think the best we could do is try to distract him with conversation. He focuses really well.
He does. No, we play at his house, so his kiddo distracts him. That's how we do it.
One thing I'd say is when we played last night, one thing we played incorrectly is we used the whole deck, the 4-player cards.
Oh, yeah.
And just because it's a deck of cards...
I forgot to take the...
I felt like that was maybe a little bit more streaky, whereas in this one, like, just, it's a deck of cards, they could be anywhere in the deck, whereas this one we went through the deck, twice?
Yeah, but I was like, shrimp town. I was struggling to get crabs. And you know why? Because the best upgrades are on the damn crab cards.
Yep.
And you were like, crab card upgrade, crab card upgrade, crab card. And I was like, you mother trucker.
Well, because early in the game, I wasn't using crabs for licenses and for fishing, so I could do them on upgrades. But yeah, I feel like being able to go through the deck a couple times meant we were both seeing more of the cards. So I think that definitely helped make sure we saw the upgrades and saw the cards. And also, I appreciate now how important cycling your hand is.
Yeah, which I did not really do as much as I should have this game. Which Jason had said earlier, you can use bonus actions to cycle them. And that's the thing is, a lot of times bonus actions are a bonus. It's like a nice perk. But in this game, like, smartly using your bonus actions is super crucial to success of the game. If you ignore the bonus actions and those B tiles, you're not going to do very well. Whereas the first game I played, I went super heavy in those bonus actions and those B tiles. In this game, I didn't, because I was trying very hard to do a crab thing, and it didn't work out. Well.
And my first play, I was trying to just focus on certain parts of the game.
Just wait.
Just because there's a lot, and I just wanted to try some stuff out, and so I ignored bonus actions, and I was definitely hosed. And then this game, I definitely tried to integrate them, and I definitely did better. Or I felt like my gameplay was more smooth because I was using them when needed.
Yeah.
So there. Don't neglect using bonus actions to get bonus action tiles to then do bonus action effects.
So, ZZ. I will say we set up, did stream shenanigans and played a 2-player game in under 2 hours, or just over 2 hours. Sorry, but that's with setup, teaching you and stream shenanigans, and a full 2-player game. So I feel like if Steve and and we played a half game last night with me reteaching the games in about an hour and 20. So I feel like when Steve and I play this again at 2-player, we'll definitely be able to get this out, set up, and like played in probably 2 hours. Though honestly, sometimes when we play just the two of us, it takes way longer because we just we'll go deal with dogs, and then we'll go do laundry, or we'll take a break. So sometimes we'll take a break and play the next day. Who knows? But
one thing I'll say is because the components in the game are mostly language independent, a lot of things are icons. The first play, I was definitely going to the rulebook a lot and looking up all the powers of all the different upgrades and deck hands.
Xena.
And round cards, just because there's a lot. But then after that play, it helped. But the player aid on Board Game Geek, this game, just being able to quickly reference them meant I wasn't reaching for the rulebook all the time. So definitely either studying that part of the rulebook or getting downloading a player aid or taking your own notes or whatever would definitely help. Because it definitely did slow down the game, checking those abilities. On the other hand, you couldn't put text on these cards anyway. They have to be language independent. Because they're multi-use and there's so much going on.
Yeah, the BGG player aid is pretty good. It's not as complete as the rulebook, and I don't know why. There was the rounded up thing. You could have just put rounded up in parentheses, and I'm like, why is that not on the game?
Yeah, but it's buyer beware.
The BGG player aid is way better than the player aid that's in the game, which is really weird. There's a ton of white space in the player aid that comes in the game, and it doesn't make sense. These are really nice thick cardstock, but look how much white space is on this. Look how much! And there's so much iconography that could be... This is the BGG player aid. And it's just iconography from the rulebook, the last few pages of the rulebook. Our rulebook, we played that one 4-player game. Our rulebook looks like we've already played 4 or 5 times. And there's already a permanent crease where we took the rulebook from that first game and folded it back so that we had the reference part just what was available. So that's a production weirdness that's not anything on you, Jason, obviously. That's just a weird Spielworks. Why Spielworks? You did player aids. There's 4 of them, but they're almost useless. Why? Yeah, it's weird. And then the board is huge with tons of empty space. But this chart right here, which is the most used referenced thing in the game, I feel, is nowhere on the board. I think we've used the how much does it cost to move extra spaces on the rondel bit, which is on the board. Like it's right here on the board. I think I've used that once.
Yeah, I think I also used
I think I've used that once, and I used it once in this game, and then I didn't even pay for it. Whereas this, you use every time you go to market.
Yeah.
So like, why is it not on the board? The board's huge. There's plenty of space. There's more than enough space. It's just weird. There was some weird graphic design layout decisions on this one, which is production, but they're not bad enough that they couldn't be solved. Like, they're very, very minor. But it's one of those, like, kind of things.
But so having a quick reference for all the different cards and abilities definitely helps just make it a little smoother. So I think most of them were pretty accurate. I probably would definitely double check. Like, I wouldn't learn from the player aid, but
oh no, don't learn from the player aid.
Yeah, but
no,
as a quick like which upgrade was that again, or what did that do? It definitely helped things be a little smoother.
Yeah. Yes, the player aid, I said it at the beginning of the stream. The player aid is made by a Zimit BGG user. It's on the BGG files for the game, and it's double-sided, and it's really nice. We'll probably print 2 more, but it's really good. It's not as good as the rulebook, but it's easier to have more of those than just, more rulebooks.
Yeah, and I think if you were doing, like, a first game with 4 people, it would be helpful if you had at least 2, if not 1 per player.
Yeah. So, those are kind of, like, the only gripes that I have about the game, is that, like, the layout and stuff. Otherwise, it's very smooth, it's very well oiled. The number one thing that you always have to make sure is, like, this game is mean. There's no wiggle room. Like, if you're like, oh, surely that's allowed, because that would be nice. The game would be nice, wouldn't it? No, yep. This game is not nice. And Jason was saying earlier, when he was designing this, they were playing a lot of Agricola and Steam, Puerto Rico, which are not nice games. And so that makes sense why this is a meaner title.
And thematically, for anybody that dreams of operating their own small business that's nautical, that's not going to be easy. Jason was saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go let Xena in and close the door 'cause it's so cold. Keep talking.
What was it? What was that I was gonna say? Barking. In terms of like, all barking. Peachy, come on, outside.
Peachy, go.
In terms of like playing for like a first game, definitely I would say.
She slammed on her brake. She was running full speed from the back of the yard straight at the door, and she saw her sister standing right at the door and just like full brakes right before the door.
So sorry, I was like, for your first play, because the game is a little unforgiving, I would definitely say like take it slow, somewhat like be conservative. Don't try to do anything. Don't like keep cards in your hand and hope they'll be useful. Like
be flexible.
Be flexible.
Be like a boat on the sea.
Don't dig yourself into a giant hole. And then like see where you can use parts of the game to your advantage, like the bonus actions or the paying to skip ahead on the track or the bonus tiles or whatever. The other thing I would say is I don't know, why is my brain not working?
I don't know. You had a long day and then we played it.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is no, where is it? Okay. Because the game has a lot of like procedural moving parts, it's very easy to forget things.
Yeah.
And especially for me, and it might be for you too, like forgetting to flip your meeple down on the rondel when it's the end of the round, forgetting to advance the round thing when you cross the life preserver or advance the thingy.
Bad.
No, it's not bad. I'm just saying I
worse.
forget those things, so just like be aware that there's like procedural steps, because I totally forget things like that. Like it's on me, it's not on the game, but it's just like remember to do things. Or like my first game, I was forgetting to spend fuel a lot, so I was just having to remember, wait, how many fuel did I spend on that move? Yeah, so just take it slow and remember to do things.
Yep. All right. On that delightful note, the question that we usually get asked, or that we answer, is what shelf does it go on, / does it stick around in the collection, yada yada yada. And it's awkward because Jason's here. But I would, for me, and this be each different shelves, right? I would put this on shelf 1 for me. We've played a lot of...
Wait, which direction are we counting?
That one's 0.
Okay.
The one with the baskets is or sorry, no, sorry, shelf 2. I went back to your counting. The one with baskets is shelf 1.
Okay.
That's shelf 2, where Selena is. So this would be shelf 2 for me.
Okay. I would put it 1 shelf higher for me.
You'd put it on 3?
I like economically reasonably flexible games like this. I don't want to use the word sandbox because people use it a lot, but it is an economic game where you are trying to beat the system. I quite like that. So I would...
See, I wouldn't use sandbox for this at all.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Sandbox isn't the right term, but it's a game where you are trying to make money within a system. Like, Le Havre is another, I mean, obviously also another game in that type that I find where you are, starting from nothing and trying to build an economic powerhouse towards the end, and get a lot of points in the process. So I would put it on shelf 3. 1 higher than yours. You're putting it on shelf 2.
I was putting it on shelf 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're putting it with like Triplanetary Village,
yeah.
Whistle Stop, Heaven and Nail. So for me, I have learned that I don't actually super enjoy multi-use cards.
I really like multi-use cards.
Multi-use card games, I like them. I like the concept of them and the idea of them. And whenever I play them, I get so upset that I want to use a card for multiple things and I can't. Or I want to use a card for this one specific thing and I don't care about anything else. I'm going to hold on to this card until I can do it. And then it just makes it, like, by the time I can do it, I don't even care anymore. Or I've, like, missed a lot of other opportunities to get that card down. And it's just a trap that I continually fall in. And I think the only multi-use card game... Oh, and then there's, like, the deck dependency, right? Where, like, you're super dependent on what you draw. And I could have cycled a lot more cards in this game than I did. That's fine. I know I could have. But the few times where I spent my precious bonus action to cycle cards, I got crap. So, I kept getting the upgrade action that makes it cheaper for you to hire people, and then the ones that let you play multiple cards to fish. But I could not, for the life of me, get storage upgrades. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get Propeller. I got the one that lets you, like, go to port for cheaper, but I couldn't, like, get, but I didn't want that one, because, like, I was fine. I debated it a couple times. And then I could only get, like, after the first round, I got rid of the first mate cards. I could only get crab first mate cards, and then we were like, oh, we can't stack those. And I'm like, ah! So, it's a deck-driven game, which you can mitigate, and there's ways in the game to mitigate, and you can mitigate them well, but it still annoys me. Yeah. Because I like pure information games, like Futuropia. Which I
ruined by...
Which is a pure... I was calling it Futuropia, I was calling it by his right name,
and then
he was like, he corrected me one day, and I have a learning disability, legit, straight up, where I cannot process language input, and so I can't sound out words. And so when he corrects me on how I'm pronouncing something, I take it like the written law. And so I work really hard to internalize. And so now in my brain, it's Futuropia, but it's not. It's Futuropia. I was right and he was wrong for the first time ever. But anyway. Anyway, I like perfect information games. I love perfect information games with very little randomness. And so it's mostly just for me, it's card driven at the heart of it. It's a card-driven multi-use card game with a rondel for action selections, which lets you use those cards. And that's fine. And I enjoy playing it, but I don't enjoy it enough. Like, looking at Heaven and Ale, I'm like, I'd rather play Heaven and Ale because I know everything that's out.
So the one thing I definitely noticed the first time I played, and it was pretty frustrating for me, is when I wasn't getting cards out of my hand, I wasn't cycling them. And so it feels like this game does reward you when you're doing well, because if you have the money that you can use to spend on cards that will help you, that's also giving you more card draws because you're drawing to replace. So because I had the money to buy cards and be getting them out of my hand, or I almost realized it was like, okay, well, if I spend the money to put an upgrade down, that's another card draw that I'm getting.
Yeah.
And that...
You can know how much he likes it because he just keeps talking about it.
Well, no, but just like that change helped. It's like, I don't want to hold on to cards. I want to get rid of them so I can cycle. So that... I think if you stall out and you're not getting cards out of your hand, unless you're not getting new cards, you're not going to see that upgrade that you really, really want. And that happened to me the first game where I was like, well, I'm sure it's 1 or 2 cards away, and I never got it.
Yeah, and Steve dug himself a very large hole in the first game. And he got to the point where he couldn't really do anything. And it caused this huge discussion about what is allowed and what isn't allowed in the terms of rules. And then finally I was like, Steve, so this is what you didn't know, Jason. So I said, Steve, if you really want to know, just DM Jason. And he was like, he's really shy. Steve doesn't like to reach out to people. I was like, use my phone, use my Twitter account, DM Jason. He'll think that I'm asking. It'll be fine. And so he did. So for the most part, Jason, you have been talking with Steve under my Twitter, not mine, but Steve didn't want you to know that necessarily. So I ruined it. But because Steve was like very hardcore in a rut on what he wanted to do with his cards, and he like made it where he was very stuck. And the only way to get out of the hole that he had dug was to suffer. And like the first game, I think your score was like $13 or something.
Yeah, it was not high.
It was really low. And Jason wrote very well, very clear explanations. Thank you very much, Jason. It was fantastic about why Steve had screwed himself, and the only way that Steve could have gotten out of it was how Steve got out of it. And yes, it is supposed to suck that much, and like that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's basically when you're out of money and your options to go fishing, and you don't even have the licenses for anything that's available. Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yep.
Somebody else asked if we like this more than Underwater City, and I would say yes, I like this more than Underwater City. Underwater City's been sold to John, but Underwater City already left. Well, it actually hasn't technically left our house. Sometimes John buys games and then they just stay in our house for a little while. I don't think his partner watches this stream, but so yeah,
to John, love us.
Yeah. I even told John, I was like, do you want me to wrap it like a Christmas present? You take it home.
From Santa.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that I felt about Underwater Cities is your strategy was so dependent by the cards that you drew. And they were, I mean, kind of multi-use cards because you could use actions on the cards and on the board, but it was very much reactive to what you drew. And in this game, it is dependent on what you draw, but because they are multi-use cards and because there's so many actions and so many ways to use them, it's more like how do you use what you have rather than my strategy is these 4 cards. So I prefer that flexibility more.
Yeah. And that's kind of where it was with Underwater Cities. Is like we enjoyed it, but I had the same card synapses problem in Underwater Cities, but I felt Underwater Cities was like easier than this.
Oh yeah.
And we enjoyed the difficulty more. So
yeah, I do enjoy punishing games. Stop talking, Steve. Stop talking. I do enjoy games that are more punishing, but one of my main yardsticks if I want to keep a game or how much I like it is what do I want to do differently the next time I play. In Underwater Cities, I kind of felt like Underwater Cities, I was like, I don't know what I would do differently other than just play well by what I draw. And this game, I definitely, every time I play, I'm like, ooh, I want to do different stuff next time. So
we do not still own Yokohama. I found someone that was willing. No, we sold it.
Yep.
I found somebody that was willing to pay $45 for our waterlogged version of Yokohama.
Yeah, it's deluxe and waterlogged. I think the deluxe and the waterlogged balance each other out.
It's a Port City game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really weird, and one of the things, so getting off topic of this now, one of the things that we stream a lot of games, we don't hold on to a lot of the stuff we've streamed. We sell it pretty quickly, and one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to make a video about what we get rid of every month, because we stream a lot and you see us playing a lot, and then it goes. I do not let it stay in this house anymore. I have a system and it's gone. And
I used to waffle a lot more, especially earlier on in streaming, and now, like, the games that I'm waffling about just go anyway. Like, if there's, and I realized I really want to hold on to the ones I really do want to hold on to, and then the ones that are, yeah, the like waffling games. Well, what if maybe we want to play it this one time when Uncle Mildred is in town? Like,
yeah. So, it's one of those things where every once in a while when I do a big purge, which I did recently, a lot of the SN titles that we've streamed, we've actually gotten rid of. And I'm going to eventually make a video about all the SN releases that, because I did the haul video, I'm going to do a video about once we play everything, this is what we still have from that haul video. And also, my SN most anticipated list, I will do a similar thing in a few months into like what we've gotten rid of and stuff like that. So, we have gotten rid of a lot of games, and it's actually to the point there's a guild in town. There's a local Portland area guild on BGG, and there's a flea market on there, and you post on it, and because I just want games gone, I list them I usually list them like $5 under the lowest price I can find, unless it's too low, and then I go a little bit
or
over.
Like about what you would get if you sold them to a game store.
No, well, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
But, so I'll post and stuff goes like that, and people even know that I've never met before. They know, they'll DM me and they'll be like, oh, cool, I wanted to buy that game off of you. Also, I know you do reviews and streams and stuff. What do you have in the pipeline that you might be selling? Like, and I'll be like, oh, we got these coming down the pipe. And they're like, okay, keep me in mind for this one. And so some games are sold before I've even decided to sell them, because I have now earned that reputation. So
you're not peddling the dregs. Well, so much of the dregs,
but that's here or there. That's one of the reasons we can pull off getting so many games at SN, is because we know we're going to get rid of them really quickly and sell them, and we actually earn back not everything that we spend on them. Sometimes we can if it's a hotter title. Like, for example, if I wanted to sell this right now, I could probably make back what I spent on it. Underwater Cities, I was able to make back what I spent on it. Some games, they get out of SN and they lose value immediately. Gingerbread House lost its value immediately. That game was €40. It's €25. It's $25 now, which is €20. So it's already lost half of its value off of the SN price. So it's really weird. So it's a gamble that we play every year at SN. But anyway,
and it's better than just keeping them all in the house, taking up space, and just never wanting to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They should go to someone who will play and enjoy them.
Last thing, Jason Dinger says, Steve, as far as I want to do something different next time, Jason's played 201 times and still hasn't tried every combination of crew licenses and upgrade. That's really impressive.
That is awesome.
How long did it take you to, like, from design to signing or being like, yes, let's print it, was the design process, Jason?
Yeah, this does not seem like a quick shove it out the door game.
Yeah. I'm curious. Angela says that they would have bought Underwater Cities, I'm guessing, and Kuro. Yeah, Kuro I sold to a father and son duo. They were very happy about it, and I was very happy for them. So yeah. The wind, man. The wind this week is bad. Good thing you don't have hoarder tendencies.
I have a harder time
gingerbread.
I have a harder time getting rid of games than Tiffany does. So I'm now.
You have a harder time getting rid of things.
In general, no, but so I'm now definitely making it something that I want to focus on relearning and getting through a bunch of the games that I've been keeping around to maybe play, because there are definitely some of them that I will want to keep and some of them that I will want to go. So I want to start going through them and treating them and making room for other games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of those games I'm definitely not getting rid of is Fields of Fire. I want to put out that new edition. I didn't even get the upgrade kit for it. Talk about a game that had to be rewritten on Board Game Geek. Oof. that had like 3 rewrites by fans. That was a rough one. The new reprint was better. Kabuki, when you mentioned Upfront, I thought of Fields of Fire. I don't know if you've played that, but it might be up your
alley. When Steve and I met, well, so that's the other problem is because of what I do with the streams and like publishers and review copies and things like that, we have such high turnover and influx of games. Like, we'll go to a game store now and we'll walk around and we'll just be like, well, we could get that, but we have this, which is like the same. And yeah, we're at the point now where a lot of new stuff that comes out, we either already have played, we've already owned and sold, or we don't need to buy it because if we're going to be sent it. So it's like this weird, or we just already have written it off as we don't want it. So it's this weird thing where when we go to game stores, we're looking for the stuff that's been like, that was printed or released like 6, 7, 10, 12, 15 years ago. That we're like, ooh, this is supposed to be good. That's what like we're super into as stores. Alright, Jason has answered.
Yeah, diamonds in the rough.
So Jason says that the, so for the first dream, of the game being made to Uli, which is the Spielworks publisher, signing it was 7 months. So 7 months from like conception to signing, and then the entire design development final production was 2.5 years, which goes to show you that Spielworks puts mostly I think Spielworks put a lot of work into their games. They're not just a click and print shop. They don't sign a game and then like just go. So yeah, I know it's really tough to even say. When I first started, like the first like 2.5, 3 years, I was buying everything, and for the most part, even now, I buy most everything.
Yep.
There's only a handful of publishers that I have the relationship with, for review copies. So it's a process. But yeah.
Jason also says that Captains of the Gulf literally started as a dream. So,
which I can believe. All right.
Dreamboat game.
All right. On that delightful note, we gotta go.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching the stream. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified sometimes on YouTube, or give us a follow on Twitch, because we dual stream to Twitch, but Twitch has ads. So you can follow us on Twitch as well. Otherwise, we will see you next week, because we are planning to stream every night next week.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You know, there's a calendar. We have 11 games left. We have 17 games left to play from SN, like that we haven't played yet. But we have we have less than that. But we have 11 games that need to be streamed that were SN releases. And one of those is a roll and write, and we're gonna do a play along for that one. But we'll be here on Monday streaming Fertility and Tokyo Highway. So Fertility is a domino-esque placement game, but you're all playing on a central board, which is pretty interesting. And Tokyo Highway is just the weird popsicle car game, which is super fun. It's more fun than it has a right to be. So we're going to be playing that on Monday. On Tuesday, we'll be playing a play-along of Penny Papers, the Temple of Apapiku, or Valley of... it's like...
It's the Temple of something.
Pikachu, I don't know. But we're going to do a play-along.
Lightning Rodent.
One. Oh, cool, Kabuki, thanks. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday, and we'll be playing Passing Through Petra on Tuesday as well. So we'll be doing the play-along, roll and write early, probably like 5 o'clock, something like that. And then we'll be doing the Passing Through Petra play-through at our normal time. And then Wednesday will be Sunflower Valley. Sadly, we can't do a play-along on that one. It doesn't really work, even though it is a roll and write. And we'll be playing Nimeton, which is a beautiful French game, which I haven't played it yet. And if we play it and it turns out to be a flop, we'll play something different, because I have a backup game. And then Thursday, we're going to play 1906 San Francisco, which has been getting a ton of buzz recently. People really liked it at BGG, which makes me happy. I liked it a lot. It's one of the reasons I picked it up.
A lot of games.
So, there's that. Friday, we're not planning to stream, but we might if we need to. So that's the idea. But with next week, we should be through our SN release streams, with the exception of 2 games, one of which is Teotihuacans, which I ain't worried about streaming because we could stream that any time, and there's already so many streams of that. And the other one may or may not be streamed. So, makes me very excited.
Cool. I want to say again, thank you to Jason for hanging out in chat, answering our rules questions, catching my cheating, the
DM
talking to us before the game when we had questions.
Yeah, best support ever. We have streamed a lot of games. We've streamed over 200 games, and Jason, you have been the most supportive and gracious designer we've ever worked with on so many levels. You've set the bar far too high, my friend.
Yeah. Publishers, if you're looking for a designer.
Yeah, no kidding. It was a joy. Beautiful job on the game. It's fantastic. I still enjoy it, even though it frustrates me in ways that we already talked about. But it makes Steve really happy, and that's what I was hoping for when I first read the rules. Boats.
There have been some games.
Multi-use boy.
There have been some games that were "this will make Steve happy" that have not stuck around, but did make me happy.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah. All right. On that note, it's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna give each a pain pill, and we're gonna finish watching Aliens, because that's the thing I promised Steve I would finish watching.
We're 2 nights in, Kabuki. We're on the last hour.
Yep.
Tiffany's excited about this one.
He will let me get rid of legendary alien encounters once we have played all 4 movie scenarios of the game, and we've played 2 of them, but I need to watch the movie before I play the thing, and I've never seen Aliens, so that's why I have to watch it.
Well, and I was saying, that was the one that's most worth watching. So, yeah. Of the 4.
So we're on the second movie. I've seen the first movie, and then I've never seen the second movie, and then I didn't see...
You, fell asleep during Alien 3.
Yeah, so I'm gonna...
weird nightmares and dreams about that one.
I'm gonna probably have to rewatch that. I was also sick. I had, a fever. And then the 4th one, I caught the end of...
The last 5 minutes.
And then he explained to me what was happening before the end of it, and I was like, cool. And then we played, and I understood that one really well, so...
Yeah, you got enough... you got enough of it, but yeah.
Yeah, we're watching the director's cut, so... Yeah. Yep. Alright, we're gonna go finish that. Thank you again, everyone, for hanging out.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and watching and chatting.
Bye-bye. We'll see you on Monday.
Stream week.
Stream week!